Eagle Lions. When in war, you need the roar. For exceptional communication and exceptional results in all criminal-related legal matters. Hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Dreary skies are back. It'll be cloudy today with a 20% chance of some showers or maybe some drizzle, and we'll warm up to 60. Tonight stays pretty mild, a low of 56 with a 20% chance of a shower, still cloudy. Same for tomorrow, and up to 68 degrees. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Hi, I'm Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, inviting you to join me every Wednesday morning for the latest news from the great outdoors. It's brought to you by Arts Marine in North Little Rock, now under new ownership, but with the same familiar faces and incredible service you've known for years, plus the area's best selection of boating parts and supplies.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh. I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Angie Collins in Heber Springs, Michelle Herring in Whitehall, or Jonathan Stone in Lone Oak today.
Hi, it's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge store here in Sherwood. Folks, if you're shopping for a new car or truck, I hope you'll come see us and give us a chance to earn your business. We have huge discounts, 0% financing available, and we'll give you $1,000 over Kelly Blue Book value for your trade-in. Folks, I guarantee you a hassle-free buying experience. And if you've had credit problems in the past, listen to this. We have an easy pre-approval process. Just go to FletcherCredit.com to get started. You can be pre-approved in minutes. It's really not hard. FletcherCredit.com. Folks, we're also still buying cars every day. If you got an old car or truck you want to turn into cash, bring it to Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood and ask for Chris or Andy. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Shop in person or shop online at FletcherDeals.com. Thank you.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
My left stroke just went viral.
We got a good team. We got to have guys play better. TB's got to play better. Carter's got to play better. Malik Thomas got to play better. Like, I want to keep him on the floor, but he got to play better. Even DJ's got to play better, make better plays, make some, but he made some shots at the end, which was pretty good stuff.
All right, what's up, everybody? Wes Moore with you. Trip Keeter running things, and Kevin Bohannon hanging out in the studio with us. Glad you're with us for this weekend recap brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Big weekend to recap. We start right there with the Razorbacks falling to Houston. Disappointing first half, and actually it was like a 6-minute spurt that cost them that game, K-Bo. You look after that 6-minute spurt, Arkansas outplayed Houston, and it was neck and neck coming up to it. 6 minutes probably cost them that game.
Yeah, and John Calipari said, look, this out of the 5 games that they played, the top 15 teams in the nation, during those games, this was the one where he felt like they really never had a shot in that game. And that was just because of the pressure that Houston kept applying offensively, defensively. They were ready. Arkansas was ready offensively. They scored 85 points in that game. So it was just the defense, and, you got to shoot better from the free throw line. There were just a lot of little things. And like Coach Cal said, Houston is a better team right now. Let's see what happens in March, but give credit to Kelvin Sampson and that crew. The Flemings, Kingston Flemings, he's a real deal, and they've played some really good competition this
That was
year.
like a buzzsaw there. I mean, that looked like what Arkansas does to teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they got after it, turnovers, points off turnovers.
They were everywhere.
Started hitting shots, getting layups, hitting threes, and you look up and it went from a tie game to down
18,
21.
yeah.
You're like, what the heck just happened? And I hated it because it was against Arkansas, but it was impressive to watch if you're a basketball fan and give credit to the other team. They took it to Arkansas during that stretch, and it was vintage Houston, but it's what a good team is capable of doing.
That's right. They were long, athletic, and at times it looked like there were 7 players on the floor for them. You know, the amoeba defense that Coach Richardson ran back in the the mid-late 90s, it was really on display Saturday night, and credit to those guys. We'll see how they progress down the line, but they're definitely worthy of a top 5 ranking at this point.
It's funny you said that. It seemed like there were 7 players on the court. One time I counted. I was like, how many guys are out there? Because there's no way it's just 5. They're all over the place.
They rotate in their trap defense. They rotate better than anybody I've seen this season.
Well, Arkansas went to it late in the first half. That's what got them back in the game. Houston started missing shots, had some turnovers, and, Arkansas gets within 8, 9 at the half, and if they'd have made some free throws. It was so weird because Arkansas has been a very good free throw shooting team this year. Very good, 77% coming into this game. And you look at Malik Ewan, that guy, I think they said 17 of 21 going into the game. Missed 4 free throws. He missed 4 in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 2 for 6 at one point, and I wrote down, it's like, or 3 for 6, because it was 3 points he left on, and I was like, instead of a 9-point game right now, it could be a 6-point game because this is a guy who makes his free throws, but he struggled there for a stretch, and he finally found his groove and started making it again. But it was weird how just when you're playing a very good team, little things.
That's right.
Like a 5-6 minute stretch of turning the ball over, a stretch of missing free throws, a stretch where you did not play good defense in the second half. I thought they went back to that trapping offense they did in the first half where they trapped the guard and then just got a little helter-skelter.
Yeah.
Houston in the second half handled it it's like
they've seen it before. Yeah.
Yes. And second time around didn't catch them off guard, and they got a bunch of layups, or they would drive in, kick it out, open 3, and hit it again, and just they couldn't make another run there in the second half.
That's right. And you're starting to see how good Darius Acuff is. And it was just announced he was named the SEC Freshman of the Week for the 3rd time this season, all before conference play starts. So you got to think he is definitely one of the premier freshmen in the nation. But you're really kind of starting to see the separation as well in the haves and have-nots. Mm-hmm. Malik Thomas is kind of getting left behind. Coach Cal said he wants to see more out of him. He's got to play better, make better decisions. That's what's going to keep him on the floor. He only played 15 minutes the other night.
Yeah, he couldn't handle that pressure. That was it. It was obvious. Yeah. He couldn't handle the physicality because Houston is going to bump you. They're going to grind you. They're going to push you a little bit. There's no easy path to the goal, and you could see it impacted him. It bothered him. It sped him up, and he did not look like the same in the first half. He played better in the second half, but it has me a little concerned. Last week I said I'm not concerned. He's a shooter. Yeah. He's going to be able to get his shot. He's going to start making those. But when you play a physical defense like that, and it got me thinking, you're about to see a lot of that in the SEC. That's a grown man's
twice
league.
A week. Yeah.
And if he can't handle that pressure from Houston, he's going to have problems in the SEC.
Yeah, and another one being Trevin Brazile. You can't have him disappear for only 3 points. Yeah, he had a great run last week against Texas Tech and everything, and he just like he took a night off. So those guys, and it's good, Wes, to look back and see, okay, this is where Arkansas was deficient, and there's a good list of it. And they only lost by 9. They still scored 85. So there's a lot of good things to look forward to. And it's like Coach Cal said, they're going to be okay. They have a good basketball team. So they just got to figure out a few things. And, Tennessee's coming up on January 3rd.
It was disappointing, but it was eye-opening, too, because there are going to be – the book's out on Trevor Brazile.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be pushed.
No.
He doesn't like to be,
20 pounds heavier, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
He plays a very soft game.
Finesse.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's not a physical guy.
No.
And when you get physical with him, it throws him off his game. And that worries me again for the SEC because that's what they're going to do to him.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. The dribble drive offense is predicated off, 4 out, 1 in. And I know Brazile would like to be one of the 4 out instead of the 1 in. He's going to have to be, he's going to have to step his game up to where he's on the inside and can be a facilitator and a scorer at the same time if they want to, take the steps and make the goals that they want to do this year.
Yeah, Nat Daddy from Lost Corner says, take nothing from Houston. Hogs has 3 major contributors who didn't play a lick and didn't hit free throws and only lost by 9, so no panic here.
Right.
Yeah, there's no reason to panic, but I think you can be concerned because of the type of play you saw from Houston. You're going to see more of it in the SEC, and if they don't adapt, they don't become a little bit more physical, and we've mentioned 2 specific players. Yeah. They are big key parts of this team. Carter Knox is another one. But Carter is one of those guys, to me, that can play physical.
He can. He's big, Wes.
He is.
He is a very well put-together young man, and I think he's going to be that one that can come out and be really kind of an enforcer down the stretch in the second half of the season.
I like the way he'll put his head down, get to the basket. He tried that a couple times. It was weird. They called a lot of fouls, but Carter would go to the basket and get hit. They didn't call it.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever went to the free throw line.
Yeah, there were a couple of times the other night I was like, and I'm watching the game. We're at a family Christmas gathering, and my brother, who officiates at a high level, calls some college ball. He kind of turned his head a couple of times. I was like, yeah, it's neutral floor. They're kind of going to let him play at times. But it just seemed to be like, let's see what happens if that's at home or not.
It was weird. They let him play at times, but then it got a point where they started calling a lot.
Yeah.
And then it was just
the
come and go in waves.
It killed me a little bit too.
The Billy Richmond foul when the guy drove and slipped and they called the foul, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, second time this year Billy Richmond hadn't gotten anywhere near the guy and had a foul called. So,
You think part of that is reputation now?
It could be. Yeah, when you got the 2 techs earlier, a couple weeks ago and everything, officials know. I've been there, and as much as you want to go into a game and say, okay, we're not gonna, show, any favoritism toward a team because of a player and how he acts, it happens at times.
Got a couple guys suggesting lineup changes. Here's one from the 501 on the D3 Auto Sales text line. Pringle needs to be on the bench. You're getting nothing from him. You got to give Malik Ewing a little rest.
Yeah,
and that's all it is.
Right.
And Pringle played well. Was it the Texas Tech game?
Tech,
yeah.
Yep.
And so he took a little bit of Ewing's minutes. This game, Ewing obviously was
it's a
much
hot
better.
It's a hot hand deal.
But he's still got to play 9 to 12 minutes to give Ewing a little bit of a break.
Yeah, that's right. And, because you're limited on the bigs. That's where just Coach Cal's roster was built in the offseason. They're going to be heavy on the guards and the wing guys. So you only got really 3 that you can rotate in there with Brazile, Ewing, and Pringle. So, 2 of those be on the floor at the same time and then, get the guards and forwards in there. So he's going to have to play. That's bottom line.
I did like when they went a little smaller and put who they put it for. Yeah, Carter Knox at the 4. And I like that lineup.
Yeah.
They didn't take advantage of that lineup.
He's a mismatch right there at that.
Houston had to go small because their big guys got in foul trouble in the first half and in the second half. Arkansas, you know what? Houston beat them at that game.
They did.
Their small lineup beat Arkansas' small lineup. And I was disappointed to see that because normally when Arkansas goes small,
they get points.
They do.
Yeah, and that's like, in the post-game press interview, Coach Cal said, look, Houston really didn't run anything offensively. They shot the 3 pretty well. They were, I think, 11 of 25, but they shot layups, and they made the layup. They got to the rim and, converted, and that's key, especially in today's game where a team like that can go fast and put up a good amount of points. Credit Arkansas. Once Houston got to that 40 mark, I think they only scored like 5 points.
9.
Yeah.
They scored 49 in the first half.
So 9 points the second half of the 9 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I saw Andrew Hutchinson.
Right, yeah.
40 points in 10 minutes and like 16 seconds. Then it was 9 points the rest of the half, 9 minutes and 44 seconds.
Yeah, they were on pace for like a Golden State 1988. 150 points.
Here's one on the D3 Auto Sales text line. Could y'all please speak on having Billy Wagner in the lineup more than DJ?
DJ Wagner or Billy Richmond? We got a combo there. So Billy Richmond, having him in the lineup more than DJ Wagner, I think that's the question.
Yes.
Wes, some guys play better off the bench. Arkansas had 39 bench points between 3 guys the other night. Ewing had 20 of them. Richmond had 12. So Billy is that spark plug, and he's the guy that can do just about a little bit of everything for Coach Cal. He always needs one of those guys on his teams. If you look back at the Memphis and Kentucky teams, he needs that all-around guy that can be he can be an enforcer, he can be an energizer, he plays with a little bit of an edge. that he's not a finesse guy, but he has the ability to attack. He has the ability to rebound, assist, be a facilitator, and he can really change the trajectory of a game. And if he gets in there and gets on a roll, on a streak, he'll get more minutes. But around that 20-minute mark, 25-minute mark is where he's at right now.
DJ's solid.
Yeah.
DJ's just not going to take over a game. He's not flashy.
No,
so,
he's not, yeah.
You have flash with Billy Richmond. You have flash with Acuff. You have flash with about everybody on this team except for maybe Nick Pringle.
Yeah.
And DJ.
And DJ had 11 the other night.
Yeah.
It's kind of like overlooked 11. He was one of the guys in double figures, but you're like, where'd the 11 come from? He just gets them when he can.
He was 3 of 6 from the three-point line.
Yeah.
I mean,
take that every day.
Yeah.
Twice on Sunday.
Yeah. Look at the this is from Jake. Look at the efficiency ratings when Pringle is on the floor versus Ewan. Pringle is objectively better for the team because the defensive alone. Knox is the biggest issue on the team right now. He's borderline unplayable. I'd have Billy Richmond III in his spot in the starting lineup. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas, Jake. I love Billy Richmond coming off the bench.
Okay.
I think you got to have – I think it's perfect because you got the energizer, and then you got a guy who's supposed to be your scorer coming in off the bench, and Malik Thomas. He just hasn't been able to score the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, the thing was with him and Acuff, they were setting, how many games into the season can they start and have double digits? And then Malik hasn't hit double digits the last 4 games, I believe. He might have against, Queens. I had to go back and look real quick because he scored 108 points. It seems like everybody would have hit double digits. But he's going to have to figure his game. It's that freshman wall that everybody hits. We talked about it in baseball. Gabe Gackle saw it. Gage Wood saw it. Everybody sees it at some point, especially all 3 major sports. And, maybe it happens a little bit earlier. And if that happens like that, Wes, he can figure it out when it gets in the conference season.
Malik Thomas had 12 against Fresno State. He had 8 against Texas Tech, and he had 3 against Queens.
Oh, yeah. He had 3 Saturday night, too.
He was 1 of 11 against Queens, 1 of 7 from the three-point line.
So it was Fresno State in North Little Rock.
Ewan has to get better at free throws, I think.
No kidding.
Well,
he was good coming in, but 10 of 17. I looked at it, and you could just see it on his face, Wes. Once he missed a few, he's just like, it's going to happen at that point, and that's where the mental thing comes into play. And Coach Cal is so good about having his guys be mentally tough. In that case, it just got it to him a little bit. He was 10 of 17. You make, half. They missed 14.
Yeah.
If you make half of those, it's a 2-point game. Maybe you got something.
All right, do the math because they came into the game at 77%. 77%.
Yeah.
What's 77% of the 38? Is that how many free throws they took?
They took 35.
35. What's 77% of 35?
Yeah, so it's 29.
And they made how many?
21.
That's 8 more. It would have been a 1-point game.
Yep.
If they would just done what they normally do,
and
they are good free throw shooting, it would have been a tighter game. Who knows?
Who knows what happens?
Ewan impressed me. He drew a lot of fouls on Houston's bigs. Had he been able to hit his free throws, Arkansas would have won. Look at the free throw difference. That was the game.
Yep, free throws missed. Because actually
And
Arkansas
turnovers.
made
points off turnovers.
Yep, because Houston had 19 points off turnovers. Arkansas only 9. And that's a huge difference right there. Arkansas actually made more free throws than Houston did on the night. They took more as well. You just missed a lot more.
Yeah, 19-9 points off turnovers, and at one point it was 14-0.
Yeah.
So Arkansas finished after that point in the first half
plus
9-5.
Yep.
You can circle that little stretch where they turn the ball over, the free throws, and second half defense.
Yeah, just blew up.
That's it. That's the story of the game.
Yeah.
And you can fix all 3 of those.
You can. That's a good thing about it.
All right, we hit on the basketball. We got Clint Sterner coming up talking a little football. Not big news, but the news of the day, I would say, Bobby Petrino's going to North Carolina.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was talking. It was Coach Kelly last week because we had heard this for a good week now that this was going to happen, and I asked Coach Kelly what he thought about it off the air, and he's like, "Look, Bill Belichick is all about the details. Bobby Petrino is all about the details. These two guys will get along. They'll respect each other and the way they work. Yeah, it's probably going to be a good fit."
Yeah, and Belichick's a defensive-minded guy. He's going to let Petrino run the offense and do what he does best. So I think, and I've always said this about Coach Petrino, and knowing when he was at Arkansas, he loves calling plays. And he took on the added responsibility of being the interim head coach, for the last 9 weeks of the season. It didn't work out well, so now he just goes back to calling plays. That's what, we said, at Hawk Sports. We were talking, what does Petrino do next? Is he going to be a head coach again? I said, no, he'll go land a P4 OC job. That's what he wants to do right now. He is twilight of his career, getting close to retirement, go call plays, dial it up, and he'll be happy with that.
All right, I just saw Sutton Smith has entered the portal. I guess that happened about 48 minutes ago. The running back from Memphis.
Yeah, and their star linebacker did.
Okay, and the DB did last week too,
DB
right?
did last week. So I said Silverfield should be a major target. So I forgot who it was, but he had 60. He started out at Florida State, had 63 tackles, 2 picks, 6 this year. I'll get his name here in just a minute. Yeah, there it is. DeMarco Ward. He was number 31.
The linebacker or
linebacker.
And the DB was
kind
a
of
top
hybrid.
Wasn't he a top 100 prospect out of high school, the DB, and they got him out of, was it Memphis? Was he from the Memphis area and stayed home?
From the Memphis area, maybe Mississippi side of things. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, he's from the Metroplex area.
Yeah, that was a good get for them to get a top 100. Probably one of the best recruits Memphis has had in a while.
Absolutely. And, Memphis has always recruited the area well, but they don't get those high-end guys out of North Mississippi. All the SEC schools like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, LSU, Arkansas, even go back to KJ Jefferson. They always get those. The SEC always plucks those guys out of Olive Branch, DeSoto, Hernando, all that area. So that Memphis Silverfield did a good job. But yeah, I think there's about 7 or 8 guys you can look at right now. Sutton Smith being one of them. I would go after Ward as well, that Arkansas really needs. And I think it starts with the defensive front 7. If they can get some guys, Florida had a starting defensive tackle enter the portal last week. So I think that's where they really need to focus, and it's coming. The tsunami is coming. I put the over and under at 60 new players on the roster. It's probably trending a little more than that right now, considering they got, 72 or 73 right now. That includes the high school recruits that have come in. So you got at least 32 that you can get to 105. You got to think there's going to be a little bit more attrition, and then they'll, especially since the position coaches have just now started being announced. We'll
have more football talk a little bit later. We got to take a break because we're going to talk NFL and college football playoffs with Clint Sterner. Thanks to Chris Crane, Dodge Jeep Ram. He'll join us next. We've got Bill Ingram talking hoops with us a little later. Also want to honor the legendary Al Flanagan, who passed away over the weekend. I thought Bill would be a great person to help us honor Coach Flanagan and let everybody know that maybe who didn't realize what an impact he had on Arkansas high school basketball. Heck, Arkansas basketball, period. So we're going to talk about Coach Flanagan a little bit later. Coming up at 3 o'clock, we got What's Trending. So we got a pretty loaded day. Stick around for a while. We're just getting started. It's Out of Bounds.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater Holton Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
This is Sports Center.
The first round of the college football playoff is in the books. Alabama beat Oklahoma 34-24 to advance to face number 1 seed Indiana. Miami took down Texas A&M 10-3 to earn the right to face 2 seed Ohio State, while Ole Miss and Oregon both cruised over Tulane and James Madison respectfully. Ole Miss will take on 3 seed Georgia, while Oregon has 4th seeded Texas Tech. The second round will start on New Year's Eve with Miami versus Ohio State. The remaining 3 games will be on New Year's Day. In the NFL, the Patriots, Bears, Niners, Eagles, and Seahawks all clinched postseason berths this weekend, while on the other side, the Cowboys were eliminated from the postseason. And Monday Night Football will feature the Colts hosting the Niners at 7:15 on ESPN and ABC. Radio coverage can be heard on The Buzz. Join in progress at 8 o'clock. I'm Christian Weaver with The Buzz Radio Network.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on December 22nd. Little Rock women tip off against Hendricks at 5 o'clock. Trojan men square up against Baptist at 7 o'clock. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
Say yes to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette wedding show Sunday, January 18th at the State House Convention Center in Little Rock. VIP tickets are available and get you and a guest entry to our exclusive stage social event held just before the wedding show. VIP perks include t-shirt, tote, new swag, custom labels, prizes, reserved seating at the stage, and early entrance to the event. A limited amount of these tickets are available on sale now at arkansasbridalcommunity.com or find us on Facebook at ADG Wedding Show. All right, folks, it's that time of year. It's cold outside, which means it's time for court sports. We're talking tennis, pickleball, basketball, all those sports that you can play indoors. Don't let nagging pain affect your ability to enjoy your sports time. QC Kinetics is here to help. QC Kinetics here in Little Rock is going to help you build your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Just your body remembering how to feel alive again. With QC Kinetics, healing is within reach. And guess what? Those sports I was mentioning earlier are a bit more fun when you're performing well and you're winning. QC Kinetics will help you get back to those winning ways. Schedule your free consultation today. It's a great time to do it to use your HSA and FSA for treatments. Call 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. Call QC Kinetics to schedule your free consult.
Warehouse is Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray. Or stop by 65th and University.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee from Ava Bella Day Spa. I know you're stuck on what to get her for Christmas. Hey, I got your back, and your legs, and your face, and your arms, and your shoulders, and your neck. How about a relaxation massage or a whole spa package? For $125, she can get a 30-minute facial, a 1-hour massage, and time in our Himalayan salt infrared sauna. Go to avabelladayspa.com. Merry Christmas from Ava Bella Day Spa.
Clint Sterner on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Big Lot, Alcoa Road in Benton.
Let's bring him in and talk to Clint Sterner, a little NFL talk, college football playoffs. What's up, Clint? How are you?
Man, I'm good, boys. I'm good. How we doing?
Man, it's fantastic. It was a fun weekend. We've been recapping the big weekend, and we really haven't even touched on the NFL yet.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I kept watching. I wasn't watching the Texans. I was just keeping an eye on the score, and it's a great example, man. The NFL teams, no matter how bad they are, they got NFL players on that other team, and nothing is a given on NFL week in, week out.
Yeah, that's damn sure the truth down here in Houston. I mean, you got one side of the ball that's championship caliber and just has, just such a slim margin for error. I mean, you look at the game, yesterday. I mean, Ashton Genty, you get him matched up man to man on a linebacker that would have a hard time covering me in open field, and you hit him on a go route, and then a quarter or so later, you got him bottled up inside, and he spits out the back door and goes 50-plus for a touchdown. Next thing you know, you look up, and, the Raiders, the awful Raiders, have surpassed your season average, which is the best scoring defense in the league, and an offense that typically just plays everything tight to vest and doesn't get real aggressive, doesn't get real risky, all of a sudden is in a spot where they got to hang on for dear life. So, yeah, man, I think for the most part, you're, around the NFL, with the exception of about 3 or 4 teams, man, it's one-sided, and you really don't know what you're going to get, man.
Clint, talk about the job that Mike Vrabel has done for the Patriots. It started out a little slow yesterday against Baltimore. They came back, won 28-24. I saw an interesting video earlier today. Win or lose, he's always outside the locker room to show appreciation for his guys. That they were down for a little while after Belichick left, but now it seems like they're back on top. One of the teams to contend with in the AFC.
Well, let's be honest. They were down before Belichick.
Yeah,
left.
that's true.
I know
Yeah.
they were up pretty
Brady,
high. But
excuse
when
me, Brady
Belichick
left.
Yeah, right. When Belichick decided to hire Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinator, and for those that don't know, Matt Patricia is the defensive coordinator for the Ohio State Buckeyes right now, I believe. So I mean, I don't know what in the hell Belichick was doing. Nobody would have survived that unless you had 6 championships. But yeah, to your point, man, I just think, there's a handful of guys. We got one down here in D'Amico Ryan.
Yep.
There's a handful of guys out there that are just, I mean, they genuinely and sincerely, I mean, it is who they are to the core. It's authentic. They are players, coaches, and they have the ability to, to straddle that line, if you will. A lot of coaches get in trouble wanting to be their friends, and in reality, you got to be their coach. But these two guys, you talk about Vrabel, and like I said, I think D'Amico's the same way down here. I mean, when you've got it, man, when you catch lightning in a bottle like that, it's a powerful, powerful thing. And I think Vrabel's shown from day one that he's a hell of a football coach, don't get me wrong, but I think that the love that you talk about him showing, I think it's real. It's not some fake Tom Herman type kiss you on the forehead type crap. It's real, and I think the players feel it, and you're seeing that that's a pretty good squad up there in New England. Now, clearly, I don't know that the cupboard was left completely bare up there, and the culture probably wasn't as bad as when you take over some places. So he probably had a little bit of a soft landing there, and they were ready to succeed. But yeah, Vrabel's doing a hell of a job, man. I like him a lot. I like him when he was in Tennessee, and boy, they're shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Yeah,
for
they
making
are.
that decision, ain't they?
Mm-hmm. I like watching Jacksonville. We got a couple of Razorbacks on there with Cam Little and Busta Brown and Clint. I guess I'm going to have to buy in on Trevor Lawrence. Something about him. We talked about it last week, but this guy goes to Denver and
sunshine.
He gets it done in Jacksonville. I didn't see that one coming. I thought Denver would win at home, and Jacksonville gets it done on the road.
Hey, Wes, we went hard on Jacksonville, and look, I'm not one. A lot of people down here in Houston, the Texans fans that have been fans from jump. I mean, Jacksonville has just not been great. Texans have had a ton of success against Jacksonville, and so, but there is a level of disrespect from this fan base to Jacksonville that is crazy. It's out of pocket. And then I come along. I'm like, it's not really because I'm a Texans fan. Hell, I wasn't here originally. Hell, I was playing with the Cowboys at the time when they started. In fact, I was part of the first game down here in the stadium when the Cowboys played the Texans, and the Texans won. But you look at it, it's like, man, I just personally can't believe in them. Like you and I talked about last week. And boy, it's a bad week to go on radio after what they did, 34-17 over Denver. Ooh! And not only that, but we needed him down here in Houston. That was our path to winning the division and getting a home playoff game in the first round. Was we needed Denver to beat Jacksonville, and so it's a double whammy down here. I got to go on air today and eat a little crow, I believe.
Isaac Teslaw caught his 5th touchdown of the season, and he's only had 10 catches. But the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, they took care of business. Now they're 9-6. Playoffs lines have dropped to 8-7. And I'm a Packers fan, so before the season, if I would have said the Bears were going to be at the top of the division right now, I don't know if I would have believed myself or not.
That was some crazy games.
Yeah.
Chicago, Green Bay, the Steelers, and the Lions last night. By the way, Tesla, that pass interference, they called on him, offensive pass interference.
Get out of here.
He got pushed.
Yeah.
He got pushed into the DB, and they called him for OPI. I thought that was weird.
Well, am I the only one that watches this stuff through a Razorback lens?
No, you're not.
Am I the only one that watches Tesla jump straight on the NFL field with significantly better talent?
No,
and show up more than he did at Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, we turn on the damn tape and we watch. Although they lost, you watch Oklahoma, and the Satania kid goes over there and balled out this year over there, and boy, just couldn't get it done in a Razorback uniform. Boy, that is, I hate to be that guy and watch through that negative lens, but every time one of them guys goes out there and has success, it pisses me off as a Razorback fan.
You had Tesla, you had Satania, Andrew Armstrong.
Yeah.
And the passing off the offense was not anyway.
And you think about it, that was the craziest thing, and I think we may have talked about it when it happened, not to go down the negative memory lane here. But I think we may have talked about it when it happened. I knew something was off in that building, and when receivers like that and the tight end that left, when those guys are choosing to leave Bobby Petrino after what Bobby, like his track record, especially at Arkansas, but his track record of what he can do for skilled players offensively. Like I understand if a defensive lineman bails or a DB or a linebacker bails, but man, to have pass catchers bail on Bobby Petrino's offense, man, that something's not right at that point in time. And now you watch these guys having success, and it's frustrating. But nevertheless, man, we got some college ball playoffs and 2 more weeks in NFL, don't we?
Yeah. I can't tell you how many Mondays I came in here banging my head up against this desk going, why is Tesla not getting more snaps? Why is it Tyrone Broden? What is going on?
Broden could hang on to the dang football, so we know that. But, yeah, Tesla was the head-scratcher for sure.
Hey, what about the Aggies, man? That was disappointing. I thought they were going to drive down. We're going to have a fantastic finish, and just a ill-advised bad throw from Marcel Reed to finish the game.
Yeah, Reed, I think, maybe call it he wasn't as developed or as ready as I thought he was, but boy, he showed some real issues in terms of just being able to execute from the pocket. These defenses are so good nowadays, and a sense of just like keeping the quarterback in the well. We've seen the wave of super athletic quarterbacks come up, for 15, 20 years now. And the adjustment has been, hey, just keep them in the well, make everybody a spy kind of deal. And boy, when you do that, you force them to process, you force them to execute all the little intricacies of the offense. And I think Marcel Reed just showed some issues there. He wasn't accurate all day long. He wasn't seeing things clearly all day long. The fumble occurred because he tried to kind of drift to the sideline and extend a play to his left side. And then obviously the elephant in the room, the last throw. I mean, it was it was a tough outing, man, for A&M. I thought A&M. I picked A&M to win that game. I did think that it was going to come down to Marcel Reed being the difference maker from the pocket, not necessarily with his legs, but from the pocket. And I was wrong. I was dead wrong. He had a rough outing. So luckily he's got some time left in college, and maybe A&M can build off this. But that was I know it wasn't as entertaining as folks hoped it to be, but that was a hell of a college football playoff game. That's what you want. You hope they look like, in a sense of anybody down to the damn wire, anybody can win it. And it's low scoring, great defense. I know it's not as entertaining, but that's what you want when you pit these teams against each other.
Yeah, Clint, you know just as well as I do, there's a difference between a quarterback that's athletic and then an athlete playing quarterback. I think Reed's an athlete playing quarterback right now with the potential to go to the former. So let's see if he figures it out. How about Texas Tech getting ready to play Oregon next week? I think that'll be one of the most talked about games, the 4 versus the 5. Can Texas Tech really show that they're ready to be among the elite in college football?
Well, the beauty of it is to be honest with you, the route that Oregon's taken. I've not seen much of Oregon this year, so coming into the playoffs, that was the one team that I said, well, I'll just plead the fifth. I don't know enough about them to have a real opinion, and I don't know that the first round of the playoffs gave us much information to have a real opinion either, to be honest with you. So I think that's probably the intrigue with that game, man, is Texas Tech coming out of the Big 12 with them arriving the way that they arrived, and we talked to Danny Cannell early football season, and he thought Texas Tech, he was convinced at that point that Texas Tech was the college football playoff team. And so this wasn't just, hey, man, did well in the Big 12 and kind of jumped on the scene late and everybody had to respect you. This has been something that's been cooking up in Lubbock. So I think kind of what you mentioned is the intrigue of, like, I don't know what to expect with this game. I don't know what to expect from these two. How do you even really read these two teams? Are they more finesse? Are they more? Do they have the Jimmies and Joes in the trenches to be able to compete with some of these other big dogs that are in the college football playoff? And so that's the unknown in that one. I think is what intrigues me the most.
I'm shocked that Oregon's favored in
Was
Lubbock.
it point and a half?
In Lubbock, but with the way Texas Tech has just beaten teams by double digits all season long, and that defensive line, what is it, the $4 million
Big Ten biased is what it is.
Maybe so. But anyway,
which is hard to say with Oregon.
Big 12, Big 12 right
yeah.
now. Boy, the SEC and the Big Ten are going to get the love now.
I mean, I'm looking at 27. This is they're winning games by 27, 49, 39, 22. Those were against BYU were two of those games. 23, 42. They lost to Arizona State when Arizona State still had their dude at quarterback. In Tempe, and then 25, 24, 24, 31, 52, 60. That's their margin. I mean, there are no one-possession victories. They're all double digits. And they lost the one game on the road.
I've said it, boys.
Wow.
I've said it from jump, man. I mean, if I were a college coach right now, I couldn't get to the Big 12 quick enough.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
I mean, you just – when you look at – I mean, and people find it disrespectful. I'm just like, hey, man, it's real. I mean, when you look at the path to the college football playoffs, man, there's not an easier road than the Big 12. And I say easy. It just is what it is. I mean, there's the mountaintop. When you get to the top, man, who's it going to be this year? Every year in, year out, in the Big Ten who's going to be at the top. You know who's going to be in the SEC at the top. And right now, I know the ACC makes this a difficult point to make, but I think the Big 12 is 100% the quickest, most. I think the path of least resistance to the college football playoffs, and I think. No disrespect, because I do think Texas Tech is real, but what Texas Tech is doing right now is exactly what I've been talking about for 2 years.
All right, let me finish up. Phillip Rivers, we got to see him last week. Tonight, San Francisco, a home game, another tough defense he's going up against. What do you see in this game?
Well, I mean, look, I thought he exceeded expectations last week. I mean, look, he can't move and he can't throw the football over the top, but he is exceptional at anticipating. I mean, I'm blown away with just the cerebral, approach. I don't know why I should be. He's a Hall of Famer, but just the way that he stepped right in there and knew where to go with the football, how to get it out on time. The interception late was just a throw up, had to go throw it down the field, didn't have enough time left. So he gave his team a chance to win. And he did that, I think, against one of the best football teams, overall teams in on the road. Tough place to play, and one of the best teams in the league in Seattle. So I don't know why they can't go down there with him, or at least, go home and have San Francisco come to them and at least compete indoors. And so, I expect to see a good Phillip Rivers. I don't think, we played San Francisco earlier in the year, and we sliced and diced offensively, if I remember correctly. I don't think San Francisco has the ability right now, with all their injuries on defense, to just suffocate Indy's offense. And so, I expect him to have a little bit of success. I ain't picking him to win, but I expect him to have a little bit of success here.
Clint, we appreciate it, man. It was great to catch up with you. We'll talk to you next Monday. Have a Merry Christmas.
All right, boys. Y'all too. Merry Christmas and go home.
See you, Clint.
Clint Sterner with us. Thanks to Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. We'll come back and wrap up our first hour. You can join us, 661-1037. You can also text us at that number. It's the D3 Auto Sales text line. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
After 17 years, that's what he goes there for, is to unlock the door. Well, those around him criticize and sleep.
We got the big deals at the Big Lock. The Big Lock Benton.
It's the wrap-up the year sales event at the Big Lock. Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton. Get our best deals of the year on Ram 1500 pickup starting at just $34,900, or up to $14,000 off new Ram 2500 pickup trucks. Don't miss the wrap-up the year sales event at the Big Lock. Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton, or chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lock Benton.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
Mickey Hennard for Hennard Foothills Equipment in Searcy.
We carry Steel's full line of outdoor power equipment. Dad started the business, and we've been family-owned for over 30 years. Take exit 42 in Searcy to Henry Foothills Equipment.
Upgrade your flooring without overpaying with Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse and cabin. Waterproof hardwood, vinyl, plank, and tile at warehouse direct prices. Homeowner, contractor, builder, special pallet pricing available. End of year savings on pellet smokers, butcher block countertops, faucets, sinks, ceiling fans, and more. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Online at naturalstatewholesale.com. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse. Great products, wholesale prices. Build better naturally.
Stop and shop at our Conway and Little Rock showrooms. That's Hawks Homes, has been serving Central Arkansas since 1986. Is Arkansas's #1 sales dealer. Volume purchasing power enables us to offer our customers the best prices on the highest quality homes. See the world's largest double-wide and single-wide homes, triple-wide homes, and even a quad. You dream it, and we'll build it for you. We're the only manufacturer and modular dealer that can build your custom home from your plans. Check them out online at hawkshomes.net.
Hi, I'm Steve Edwards Jr. with Edwards Food Giant and Edwards Cash Saver. Christmas season is upon us, and with that comes all the typical hustle and bustle of the holidays. This Christmas, as you hang your stockings and sip the hot chocolate, take a moment to celebrate the true reason for the season. Love, hope, and joy brought to us on that first Christmas night. Share kindness, offer forgiveness, and embrace the love that came to us that holy night. From the entire team at Edwards, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy holidays from Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. From all of us at Alcoa, we wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's the end of the year and New Year auto loan special. Santa's got 3 presents just for you. A 2.026% interest rate, no payments for 90 days, and up to 84 months financing. Offer valid on 2024, 25, and 26 models, both new and refinancing your current auto loan. Apply securely online today at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Proudly serving 15 counties across Central Arkansas.
Holiday savings just landed at Guatney Chevrolet, and these deals are big. Get up to 22% off in-stock 2025 Silverado 1500s. Huge savings on the truck everyone wants. Buy a new Equinox and get a $250 Christmas gift card. A perfect holiday bonus while supplies last. And on all pre-owned vehicles, get 1 full year of free maintenance, plus available sales tax paid for even more savings. Don't wait. Drive home your holiday deal today at Guatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years. They're your small to mid-sized specialist. When you need someone to service your fleet and get your employees back on the road quick, call 501-375-3672.
All right, back at it. Glad you're with us. I am Wes Moore. Got Kevin Bohannon from hogsports.com hanging out with us. Trip Keeter running the board. Trip, what are you doing right now?
Pretty much nothing. I got all my pre-show work done throughout the beginning of the first hour. Yeah.
Let's put Trip to work. Give us a call, 661-1037.
Do it.
You can also text us, same number. That's the D3 Auto Sales text line. While we were talking with Clint, or I guess right before we hit that break, we saw that Ian Jaffard, the big defensive tackle, hard to miss because he's so big for Arkansas, has announced he's entering the portal.
But word has come out, Matt Zenith from CBS Sports is among other national guys have reported that Arkansas is trying to keep him in the fold. So we will see. You have to go back and forth on deals. This is what they hired, a football-specific GM for, Geiska. So let's see what happens. Are they going to be able to make a deal and keep him? I looked on our Hog Sports message board just a second ago, and they were like, the guy that the backup Memphis quarterback drugged 10 yards. And I'm like, that he has a place in the defense, I believe. And if Roberts sees that he can be a player that can do something next year, they'll try to keep him because they are light on the defensive line.
Yes, I was about to say you're looking for defensive tackles. You're trying to add defensive tackles. You don't want to lose one that you already have.
That's right.
And especially a guy with SEC starting experience and a guy who has proven that he wants to play football because he's lost so much weight. Now, he's still at, 380?
385, whatever.
Probably could stand to lose about 30 more, but, he's just a big dude, too.
Yeah.
He's just a big human being.
Yeah.
So, you want to keep as many of those as you can.
Yeah.
So, look, maybe they do better in the portal and get a couple more defensive tackles, and he's not your starting defensive tackle, but he's a guy that can come in and give you depth and play 20
plays,
30 snaps a game.
Yeah, and that's what you want from Ian. That's the thing that Arkansas wanted from him this year, but they were so light on the front end that he had to play 40, 50 snaps a game, and that's not him. That's not his game. If he wants to be most effective, I think that 20 to 30 mark is perfect for him.
Think about Cam Ball.
Yeah.
How many snaps he was playing a game? How much better would he have been if he had to back up? Yeah. And so instead of playing 70 snaps a game, there was that one game he played 70, was it 77 snaps?
Yeah, 77, 76, something like that. It was crazy. So, yeah, you want two platoon. If you can go 3, great, but 5 guys is ideal. If you could have 4, you can make it work, but 5 is what you really want to have a good rotation going.
Yeah. Well, you'd like 6 because you know what? One of them's going to get hurt.
3 platoon it, yeah.
Somebody's going to get hurt at some point during the season
No doubt.
miss a game. And so you still have that depth. But I was happy to see that they're trying to keep him around. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Zoe Robinson writes in, says Malik's issue is handling the up-tempo defense he is going to face. Got to get stronger and more confident. Totally agree with that, Zoe. Hog freaking wild. Wes, Houston killed the Hogs with all the threes. At least they came back from being down 21 points and only lost by 9. Free throws killed us also. I'm not worried. We will get better. A-Cuff is so smooth. Yeah, it's so true. And you mentioned he was the SEC Freshman of the Week again. He was also on Rothstein's midseason All-American list. That dude did not let Houston and their physicality bother him. Not whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about his game is no matter what the opponent is, he's going to play the same way. You know, you talk about Coach Cal and preaching to players, you never want to get too high or too low. If you can stay even keeled throughout a game, that's when you're the most effective. And he's one of those guys. He's going to show some emotion, yes, but if he goes on a drought, he's not going to let that affect him. He stays even keeled throughout, and the players are starting. Teammates are starting to pick up on that as well, and that's the key thing. And he's only a freshman.
He had an uncharacteristic turnover on a fast break, and it really cost Arkansas because they were making that run. They get a stop finally. They're on the run. He throws a bounce pass right at the feet of, I think it was Billy Richmond, and Billy Richmond finishes.
Yeah.
Every time.
No doubt.
If he delivers a good pass, that's a layup. It's a turnover. Texas Tech goes the other way and hits a 3. Yeah. I was like, oh, that was such a killer. And he never, I mean, he does such a great job taking care of the ball, especially on the fast break, and that one hurt. I watched the Sunday night football game last night, and I heard the crowd calling out defense, a lot through the game. Usually the defense chant is done on basketball, not football. Is there a reason behind them calling out defense during a football game? I hear it in football.
Yeah, make it stop.
That's common.
Yeah.
Make it stop, especially on third down. Go to a high school football game.
Yeah.
You'll hear it on third down all the time.
Yeah. No, I think it happens everywhere. This one comes in from the 501. Wes, I don't see the point of trying to incorporate the G5 teams into playoffs anymore. Their entire season is an audition for coaches and players to get to a Power 4 school, and most likely they're checked out come playoff time. I'm sure Chesney and Summerall have been putting 95% of their time into their new P4 job instead of preparing for the playoffs. I disagree with everything there you said. Chesney and Summerall were not putting 95% of their effort into their new job. They were focused on making a statement with the team that got them the job that they got.
Exactly.
And those players weren't checked out either.
Yeah.
Those players had a chip on their shoulder. They're just not good enough. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
It's give and take with when you're making this playoff, because the G5, there are more schools in the group of 5 than Power 4. And so they have a say. So you can't just, what's the word I'm looking for?
Over 55% of the NCAA Division I FBS, you can't just disregard them.
Right.
Yeah.
They have a say too.
Yeah.
So you have to appease them. And this is a way of putting out an olive branch and saying, we'll let one of your group of 5 teams in, the highest ranked group of 5 champion. Well, little did they realize that one of their ACC was going to be bad and it was going to get 2 in. So it kind of backfired on them with the way that they wrote this. They'll fix it. Yeah. And when they get to the expansion to 16 teams, they'll still allow a G5 team to get in there. They have to, so that they'll appease the other group, the other side, the majority.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to just break off and say, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to create our own subdivision. That's the alternate.
That's what's coming down the pipe if you don't include them.
All right, second hour. We have the Razor Hog update. We got Bill Ingram talking Razorback basketball, so we'll talk some more hoops with him. And we're going to talk about the legendary life of Al Flanagan. Passed away over the weekend, if you haven't heard, but wanted to honor him and really educate those that don't know about the legendary coach. Give you some more information about him. We'll hit more from the D3 Auto Sales text line, and we'll take some calls. 661-1037. Stick around. Hour number 2 is coming up next. This is Out of Bounds.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 1.99% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $300. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local River Valley Tractor dealer or online at rivervalleytractor.com.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
Oaklawn Hot Springs presents Oaklawn Race Day with Justin Acree and David Longinati every Saturday morning at 11. It's your inside track to America's hottest thoroughbred action.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
We know it, and we're proud of it. 103.7 The Buzz.
Little Rock police are sending out a reminder for those who buy gifts or items through social media that they are there to keep you safe. LRPD has several internet purchase locations for safe meetups. Those are the headquarters in downtown, the Northwest Division on Canis, the 12th Street Division, Southwest Division on Baseline Road, and Pankey Station. Those locations have more officers and surveillance cameras for a safe meetup. And police in Bryant are giving people some ways to stay safe while last-minute shopping for Christmas. They urge drivers to park in well-lit areas near the front of the store. Police say to lock your cars when you get out as soon as you get in as well. Officials advise putting valuables or packages in your trunk so no one can see them. And of course, always pay attention to your surroundings when you're driving. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Kara Case, Jessica Rockwell.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It's going to be a cloudy day with a slight chance of a shower or maybe even drizzle throughout the day. It will warm up to 60 with a south wind at 5 to 10. Tonight, still cloudy, a 20% chance of a shower or some drizzle with a low of 56. And tomorrow, we'll get up to 68, still cloudy and a chance of drizzle. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
103.7 The Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem, brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the Meat People, and Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Listen as Mark breaks down the week's biggest games and makes his predictions. Mark May on The Buzz, presented by Edwards Food Giant and Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny Wess from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over.
Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, folks. It's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood, and I want to talk to you about some incredible deals we've got happening right now in the truck and SUVs you want. There are some of the biggest discounts we've ever offered. I mean, ever. Listen to this. Up to $15,000 off Jeep Wranglers. Up to $13,000 off Ram 2500s if you own a business. We can also get you 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on the 25 Ram half-tons. Grand Cherokee buyers can save tens of thousands of dollars, and the all-new Gladiators are marked up to $8,000 off. We make buying easy around here. No pressure, no games, no nonsense. Just great prices and honest service. That's how we do business here. And don't worry about your credit situation. Go to FletcherCredit.com and get pre-approved in minutes. It's that simple. This is your chance to get in the vehicle you've been waiting for. Come see us on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
It's that special time of year when the joy of the holiday season is all around us. And speaking of joy, remember, a gift card from any Family Market location makes the perfect gift for anyone in your family. And it's just the right size for any stocking stuffer. Amidst all the Christmas carols, eggnog, cookies, and mounds of presents, may your heart be filled with the contentment that the season brings. From Family Market to you and your family, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Chestnuts roasting.
Hawks Homes presents Morning Mayhem movie reviews each week on 103.7 The Buzz. Hawks Homes can help you design your new home, duck club, or lake house. And if you don't have land, Hawks Homes can help you find it. Find them online at hawkshomes.net.
Michael Jr. here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Coming up, a game with playoff ramifications when the Colts host the 49ers. Indy needs a win to keep them in the playoff hunt, while San Fran, very likely headed to the postseason, still has division title hopes as well. Join my dad and me for the pregame, and Kevin Harlan and Ross Tucker for the call on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Too much on your list this season? Get 50% off your first 6 months of payroll at gusto.com/radio. Gusto saves you 2 days every month on payroll, taxes, and compliance. So you can go from making payroll to making gingerbread houses, checking your books to decking the halls, spreadsheets to snow angels. Switch before the end of the year and there's no need to transfer payroll history. Now that's a reason to be merry. Choose a future with Gusto and get more time for what matters. For a limited time, get 50% off your first 6 months at gusto.com/radio.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, it's time for your Razor Hog update. Some of the news from today. Darius Acuff has been named SEC Freshman of the Week for the third straight week. Arkansas also fell 4 spots in the AP poll to number 18. Thought that was a little harsh, but I guess for a 3-loss team, you've got to let some of the 1-loss, 2-loss, even no-loss teams pass them up. But gosh, when you lose to Houston, Michigan State, and Duke,
yeah.
I mean, come on. Penalize them that much. Anyway, it is what it is. You also have Coach Calipari talking about the loss following the Houston game.
I love it. We played 5 ridiculously top 10 teams. 5. We're 2-3. This is the only one that I never felt we had a chance. The others, I thought we could have won both of them. This one kind of got away, and then their guard play kind of dominated us. That's when you're sitting there saying, it's hard. You're doing everything right, and the guy just beats a guy in the dribble and shoots a layup.
Yeah, that was a disappointing thing to me in the second half. There was too much of that, just Houston driving past the Arkansas guards. And normally they're very good at playing on-ball defense, and it was really weak against Houston. They were doing whatever they wanted to get into the lane almost every possession.
Yeah, that's one thing I saw, that the Arkansas players are going to have to reserve their energy. When they went to a trap and they went to a little bit more full-court pressure, their half-court game really struggled. So they got to find that happy medium in that instance.
They are a high risk reward team at times on defense.
Yeah.
And you get away with that against some of these non-conference teams that can't handle the
Top
pressure.
five, no.
When you have some good guards,
they feed off of it.
Yes. And they made Arkansas pay.
They did.
Brazil's really bad about that. He takes a lot of chances. And if he doesn't get the steal, there's no coming back from it. Acuff, like we said, another great game from him. Here's Coach Calipari on his freshman guard.
It was a close game, and he threw it on a breakout for no reason where he threw it. I'm like, why would you do that? And I said, if you're not into this, you can't be out there. Then I put him back in, but I let him know that's not acceptable. You're holding guys accountable, even in all this stuff. They got to know that there are certain things that is not missing a shot or turning the ball over. That is the guys between you. There's no one there. All you got to do is deliver the ball. He gets a layup. Now the game is at 7 or 8. And we bounce it off the guy's ankle. I mean, there's things that you got to, as a coach, you say, not happening. And he played a good game. He kept us in. He did some good stuff. I had him handle the ball way more because the other guys were turning it over. So I said, all right, then we'll keep the ball in his hands.
That's the play that you and I were exactly talking about on the fast break, threw it at his ankles. And I didn't realize he took him out of the game at that point and sat him for a couple of minutes.
To call that teachable moments
in
the coaching profession.
It was. It was costly.
Yeah, it was. And that's one thing that he still has some freshman moments, and he's going to. He's 18, 19 years old. It's just a matter of learning from it and making sure it doesn't happen again. And it's like Coach Cal said, one thing I love about Cal, he's always fully transparent. Whether players, coaches, everything, he's going to be transparent. He's going to tell the media, he's going to tell the fans exactly what he told them on the bench. There's no sugarcoating it. Why do it?
As long as he's telling them the same thing he's telling us, I don't have a problem with it.
Absolutely.
I don't like necessarily using college kids, using the media to get to college kids. But if he's telling them the same thing, I don't have a problem with it.
That's right.
And as a member of the media, of course I would, because I like the honesty. And I like to know what he's saying. There was a time when they let DJ run the point, and Acuff was the 2, and they ran a play. If you watch, they ran a double screen for him off the low block, and he came off of it, and the defender tried to cut inside, and so he hedged out and went flat on the screen, caught it at three-point line, knocked down the 3.
Yeah.
I was like, that was awesome.
Huge basketball IQ right there. You saw it on the fly, and you have a split second to make that decision as a cutter in that situation and have the peripheral vision to see it. If the defender's coming off a hip or he's trying to split the difference right there, for him to know that and make an adjustment, that was really big.
They ran the play the next time down the court. Same play, same design. This time the defender just trailed him and just tried to stay on his hip, and he just caught it, turned, went into the lane, got a foul.
Yeah, that's where
went to the free throw line.
To do. And they'll run a play off of that where you have a pick and then a pick and pop and then a pick and the big guy will shoot to the rim too. So there's a lot of different variations off that you'll see throughout the year. I'm pretty sure Coach Cal appreciates me giving that info out.
Well, I hadn't. The reason I brought it up, I hadn't noticed it.
Yeah.
And to see some set plays with Acuff as the off guard, it was encouraging.
Yeah.
Because as you saw in the game, he ran it to perfection and knocked down the 3. Sometimes you'll run it to perfection and the guy misses it. And you're like, well, look, what else can I do? I set it up for you for a wide open shot and you missed it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Cal doesn't mind. If you shoot, he's not going to take guys out because they're missing. So that's one of the things that the guys can be comfortable in, the fact that they're doing their part, they're hustling, they're getting to the floor, they're doing their spot, they get to the spot. If they miss it, they don't have to worry about it.
Here's more from Calipari about the game.
We talked about easy plays. Don't try to make the hardest plays. That gets them going. So in that first 10 minutes, we had more turnovers than we average. And from the last 30 minutes, we had 3 or whatever. But by that time, you're down 18, and then we're missing free throw with things that were out of character.
I think they had 9 turnovers in that stretch and ended up with 12.
Yeah.
So
Houston,
3 the rest of the game.
Yep. Houston had 14. Arkansas had 12. So it's just uncharacteristic. It happens.
Give them credit. One, we could not stay in front of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even run anything. They just spread the court and went on a dribble and shot layups.
We'll talk some more Razorback basketball when Bill Ingram gets in here in about 30 minutes. I know he's got some thoughts. We can talk some football since we've got Cabo in here, and we can take your calls. 661-1037, 661-1037. All right, here we go. D3 Auto Sales text line. Who do you think has a disadvantage in a cold weather team playing in a warm climate playoff game, or a warm weather team playing in a cold climate, or neither?
It's a warm weather team going to cold climate. Yeah. Think of Green Bay. Think of Tampa Bay going to Green Bay back in the day when Favre was up there. You don't do well in those situations. You don't do well in cold weather. You see it all the time.
And even if you're going to play in warm weather, I mean, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah.
I mean, when you get in the playoffs, warm weather's like 60.
60,
you know, that's not bad. That's great to play football in.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't think it bothers anybody, except for when you're a warm weather team used to playing in warm weather, going to a game where it's in the teens.
Yeah, and I don't think the 07 NFC Championship game rings clear to me every time I think about cold weather, because that was the Packers and Giants. Giants went, and I mean, it was frozen at Lambeau, and it was negative 20 out there. I mean, just brutal cold. Yeah, Giants didn't have too many issues with that game.
The Packers-Bears game was wild.
Yeah, it was.
The whole weekend, NFL was very good. I mean, Thursday, Friday, then had the Saturday game Saturday night game was really good.
Saturday night was really good.
And then yesterday was good.
Yeah.
So it was and a lot of games that looked like no-brainers yesterday.
Flipped the script.
Yeah. There were some teams I thought would get, like the Raiders. I would have lost money. I would have said the Raiders may not even score 10 points against that Houston defense.
2-point game, yeah.
And to put up 21, 23-21. There were a lot of quality games and crazy endings. 501 says, we've yet to have a bad loss, so that's good. Piggy Smalls talking about the basketball team. You're exactly right there.
True?
Off until next Monday. Got the next week off, and got one more non-conference game to go, and then they'll start the SEC season on the 3rd, Saturday the 3rd, when they play Tennessee. And by the way, it is official, and we'll have the Bet Saracen post-game show. Josh and I will be doing it after every Arkansas SEC basketball game on the Buzz.
Nice.
Excuse me. I'm excited for that. I thought thought Ewan was the best big on the floor Saturday. Yeah.
He was. He led the team in rebounds, so, yeah, it shows. He had 9 rebounds in the night.
Had some nice post moves. Finished at the rim a couple of times. There were a couple and ones that I was disappointed he couldn't finish. That he wasn't strong enough to finish. And then normally he's a good free throw shooter, but on this particular day he had a bad day.
Yeah, if you can get 29 in him out of every game, you're going to be great. But he filled in for Brazil. He filled in for the lack of production that TB had on Saturday night, and that's what he has to do. If he doesn't do that, it's a blowout win by Houston. So it's a good thing that he had a really good game.
I had a bad feeling when he picked up that second foul that it was going to just throw him off even in the second half when he came back, that it wouldn't be the Brazil that we're used to seeing. G5 needs their own playoffs. They have no chance and never will. I don't know. I would never say never will. There's always could be that one Boise years ago had a good team. That
TCU, before they're still in the Mountain West at the time when they had Andy Dalton. They beat Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl that year and went undefeated. So,
there are outliers from time to time.
They're
most
exceptions,
years, no.
not rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about one of the many things that make college football great is the upsets. Yeah. So, you know, what are the odds that we can get that in the postseason? Obviously, with the last weekend with how James Madison and Tulane went down, that wasn't the case this year. But, I mean, that's happened so many times throughout the over 150 years of college football. why wouldn't it happen in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, we see it from not often, but in the NCAA tournament, with the
March
16
Madness.
beating the 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen very often, but it could happen.
It could happen, yeah.
I'm all in favor of taking the best G5 team and putting them in the 16-team playoff. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They're going to have talent because it's with parity the way it is in the transfer portal and NIL and everything. You're going to have those teams that can really step up and be that team. Memphis for so many years. Fuentes, Norvell, and even Silverfield. Right there at the beginning of his tenure there, they were that team that was kind of knocking on the door. Could they be the next Boise? Because Boise was the school that everybody was trying to be if you were a G5 team. So it could happen, and there will be an upset at some point.
501 says, Cabo, letting the G5 schools in is like letting the winner of a AAA baseball game enter the Major League Baseball playoffs, using a little Saban formula there.
That's good stuff right there.
Boyd says, all of Division I should be in the football playoff, just like in baseball and basketball, no matter the talent level. Well, they have a chance. That's the way it's set up right now.
Yeah.
Everybody has a shot. Earl says, Wes, I bet James Madison plus 21. 51-34.
Thanks to Oregon taking the foot off the gas in the second half because it was 34-6, and I thought we were cruising for a BTA game, boys.
He hit the over with 85 total points, and then they scored with 15 seconds left. Got the win, got the cover.
Yep.
Yeah, I was saying I felt James Madison, because of all the trash talk, they would play inspired. And I thought they had a good enough team to keep it close for a while. And then I thought, Oregon would pull away at the end, but I thought they would still cover.
Yeah,
it turned out to be the opposite.
Yeah.
Oregon pulled away, and James Madison came back and got a backdoor cover.
Yeah, Chesney, when they did the halftime interview, he's like, look, we know where we're at. We're not just, we know what we have to do in the second half to try to make a push there. And, he did what he had to do. I thought they played well in the second half. Now, Tulane, Ole Miss, they'd already played once this year. That was the game that I just saw. I don't see any way this can be close. And Ole Miss came out because they're playing with a huge chip on their shoulder right now. After what they had to go through in the media and all their dirty laundry being aired out, they wanted to show that, look, they could come out and do big things on a big stage.
And Ole Miss came out bang, 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 bang. I mean, was it 17-0 right away? And they were scoring quickly, easily.
Tulane is not Alabama.
No.
Speaking of 17-0 leads.
That was crazy too. I picked Alabama.
Drop punt, pick six, then John Mateer. I mean, the key of the game was right there. I think it was 17-7, and then it was 3rd and 10, and he scrambled and had the guy run across, throws it going to his left, and guy is a little underthrown a little bit, but make that play. Next thing, he drops the punt. The punter did. So that's talk about little things and small things in a game that could happen. That's when it happened right there.
So I was on Oklahoma. I picked Oklahoma. I thought home teams had so much success last year, and it's 17-0. I was like,
all right, here we go.
This is kind of what I thought. Yep.
Buffalo Wild Winged you.
Yeah. And I was at my daughter's musical, and I look at my phone. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And you couldn't get any reception in there, and I'm trying to get updates. And I got out there and saw some of those plays. I'm like,
be like, honey, I'll be right back. Hold on. I got to go to the back. Yeah, I'll be right back.
You talk about a turn of tide.
Yeah.
Literally for Alabama. That was another one of those crazy games. 501 says, I parlayed all the underdogs, and Tulane was the only one who screwed me. Yeah. I had a rough weekend. I did a 14 parlay.
Yeah.
And lost them all. Luckily, it was just one bet, right?
Right.
So it doesn't hurt as bad. But it's hard to go 0-4 on a 14 parlay.
And your day's done. Okay, you missed the first one on the first leg. You're like, all right, well, you don't worry about the rest of them. Yeah. That's when you go back and try to win the rest of your money by doing a three-team. Yeah. I got to get back.
Glad I didn't. I did it yesterday with the NFL and had a 3-team. No, it was another 4-team.
Yeah.
Lost the first one.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay and
I learned
Carolina.
a long time ago, I can't bet the NFL because they're all professional players, and at any point somebody's going to get a win. It's just like, I had Josh Allison on fantasy football this year. He'd go out and score 42 points one game. The next week he starts out 3 of 12 and throws a turnover, fumbles, on a running play, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do it. So, yeah, I stopped betting the NFL a long time ago.
Had a buddy that was in a big league for fantasy football.
Yeah.
And I guess they're in the semis.
Yeah.
And he said, man, I need Lamar Jackson to score less than 15 points to win and move on to the finals. I was like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
And then he goes out, and I'm like, well, congratulations. You got it.
Yep.
On to the finals. Earl says the game day show at Walk-Ons. I don't know if that's confirmed yet or not. So, Earl, maybe, definite maybe. I've heard that it's a possibility. That will be fun, too.
Yeah.
Bama will not win against Indiana. With A&M losing, the SEC is toast.
Are they?
What about Georgia?
What
about Ole Miss?
It's not centered around Alabama anymore.
Yeah. What is that line? I haven't even looked at the Bet Saracen line for
I
this
think
week.
they were all within 3 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see here.
Take a look at it.
By the way, San Francisco, Indianapolis tonight. The Colts are a 5-point home dog. And don't forget, on Bet Saracen, you have your Monday Night Football no sweat bet. When you log in, be sure to go to the promo tab.
6.5.
You get a 50% of your money back if you lose, up to $25. So you can make a $50 bet. No sweat. You lose, you get $25 back in bonus cash. So take advantage of that free possible money if you lose on Bet Saracen. Yeah, here you go. Miami, Ohio State. Ohio State's a 9.5-point favorite over Miami.
Yeah.
Dude, that defense was legit for Miami.
And I don't know if Julian Sayin had a really good year. They've got some receivers up there, but I don't know if Ohio State can score that much.
Well, and the over-under's at 42, so they're expecting a low-scoring game. So they're thinking somewhere like 24-14?
Yeah.
Huh. Oregon, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's a 1.5 underdog. Alabama, Indiana, like you said. Indiana's favored by 6.5. And Georgia's favored by 6.5 over Ole Miss.
I like it how they lined up.
Those are 4 good games.
You know, they try. SEC gets 5 teams in, and then you have, SEC first round. Then the second round, you're going to have it as well with Ole Miss and Georgia. So we'll see.
For all those interested, the Christmas movie Die Hard is on Netflix.
Shout out to my man John Hannon. He always puts that out every year.
Hey, Batman Returns is also a Christmas movie. I watched that with my buddies last night. So that's
which one is that?
That's the second one from like '92 with.
So is that Keaton or?
It was Keaton. Yeah, Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Yeah, and Vicky, who was the female lead in that one?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay.
Our Christmas movie tradition has become 3 Christmases.
4 Christmases?
4 Christmases.
Yeah, with Vince Vaughn and Reese With. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good one.
Yeah, love it. We watch it every year. We've watched it probably the last 5 years. And we'll watch it at some point over the next 3 or 4 days, gather around as a family, and I'd laugh and cackle.
Great actors in that movie. Robert Duvall, John Favreau's in it, and Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. It's a good one.
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
Oh, come on.
Must see.
For whatever reason, though, me and my friends, we've started a Christmas tradition where we watch Ice Age of all movies. It's not a Christmas movie, but that's our yearly Christmas tradition to watch it. That of all films.
Check out 4 Christmases.
Okay, 4 Christmases.
I promise you, you'll laugh and
Okay.
laugh and laugh. It's
All right.
very funny. All right, we got to take a break. I saw Bill Ingram just stop by. We're going to talk a little more basketball with him. We'll also talk about the impact that Al Flanagan made on basketball in the state of Arkansas. Stick around. We're just getting started. It's Out of Bounds.
The Zone Hotline on 103.7 The Buzz is presented by Jim's Razorback Pizza with 2 locations, Highway 10 past Taylor Loop and just off the Morgan Maumelle exit.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas basketball lost their matchup against Houston over the weekend, 94-85. The Cougars shot 52% from the floor and 44% from 3. The bright spot for Arkansas was Darius Acuff Jr., who had 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. After the game, Coach John Calipari talked about some of Arkansas' struggles.
We talked about easy plays. Don't try to make the hardest plays. That gets them going. So in that first 10 minutes, we had more turnovers than we average. And from the last 30 minutes, we had 3 or whatever. But by that time, you're down 18, and then we're missing free throw with things that were out of character.
The next game for Arkansas will be their final before conference play as they play James Madison next Monday. And the Little Rock Trojans men and women will have a doubleheader tonight. First, the women will play Hendricks at 5 on ESPN+. Then the men will take on Williams Baptist at 7 on ESPN+. Both games will be on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Richard Yeager, Steve Ferguson, or Jason Daly in Little Rock today.
Tune in each week when Susan Irwin Prowse shares her Keys to the Weekend music events calendar with Justin and DJ. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
Make Santa's nice list this season with Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union's end-of-the-year auto loan special. Enjoy 2.026% financing and no payments for 90 days on your next ride, just in time for the holidays. Valid on new and used 2024, 25, and 2026 models, or refinance and save. With terms up to 84 months, there's never been a better time to buy. Apply securely today at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, serving 15 counties across Central Arkansas.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee from Ava Bella Day Spa, the Christmas season for you. This gift is so good, it's a 2-hour package for $125. That's it. You can get it for yourself, your husband, your wife, your dog sitter, your in-laws, your boss. Your boss can get it for everybody else. Go to avabelladayspa.com to find out more.
Southland Casino Hotel presents a Harlem Gatsby New Year's Eve. Velvet and Vice meets Flappers, Feathers, Fortune, and live entertainment all night long. Wednesday, December 31st from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. 25 winners will share $16,000 free play or cruise into 2026 in a BMW X3. Then, January 1st through 3rd, the $1 Million New Year Roar. 75 hourly winners share $75,000 free play. And at 10 p.m., 15 winners will be selected to receive free play for a year. Only at Southland.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help, quitting call 800-522-4700.
Hey, it's David Basil for Luxury Pool and Spa. Can you feel it in the air? Oh, I can. It's hot tub season, and I love my hot tub from Luxury Pool and Spa. You can too. They have Fantasy and Caldera hot tubs in stock and ready for delivery. Luxury Pool and Spa also carries Serona Spa chemicals and frog systems. I use both in my hot tub. You gotta have them. Luxury Pool and Spa also has Pollywood Adirondack outdoor furniture for sitting around your fire pit with family and friends. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Bet Saracen is as close as your cell phone. Just go to the App Store and download Bet Saracen or go to betsaracen.com. NFL, college football, NBA, also college basketball, boxing, MMA, soccer, hockey, any sport, any line, anytime. You can find it all at Bet Saracen. If you want to follow the odds, favorites, and underdogs, Bet Saracen is where you want to be. Prop bets, futures, today's events, upcoming games, in-game, whatever your sports betting needs are, Bet Saracen has you covered. No strings attached for new players at Bet Saracen. There's a 100% profit boost. Sign up with promo code BOOSTED. Get a 100% profit boost to use on a bet of your choosing. $25 max wager running through the end of August. Check out all the details on the Bet Saracen app. For the most accurate and up-to-date sports wagering info, you need to be on the Bet Saracen app. Just go to the App Store and download Bet Saracen or go to betsaracen.com.
Back at it. Glad you're with us. Out of Bounds. Got a full studio. Got Tripp running things for us while Joe is out. Kevin Bohannon from hogsports.com hanging out with us. Now we got Bill Ingram in the studio. Hey, Bill, what's going on?
Hey, man, how you doing today?
I'm good. And we'll talk some Razorback basketball, and I wish it was better circumstances that I wanted you to come in. But, when I saw the tweet yesterday about Coach Flanagan passing away, I was like, we got to do something about it. He meant so much to this state in basketball, and I want to make sure everybody knows how important he was and to talk about his legacy. And I knew you would be an awesome guest to discuss this.
Man, I tell you what, Wes, it's been for a lot of people, for me especially, it's been a tough day or so. Finding that out yesterday, Coach Flanagan, he coached me in junior high school. I was at Dunbar Junior High, and of course, he's to a lot of us back in those days, he filled a lot of roles. He meant everything, and he filled those roles that a lot of us was missing. Those positive male role models, father figures. Of course, he was a great coach. He was a disciplinary.
Mm-hmm.
He believed in discipline, but underneath, once you got to know him, I mean, he was really, kind-hearted, soft-hearted person. Loved kids. And of course, me and teammates, of course, all of his former players, we got some incredible stories playing for him. Because back then, Wes, back then, like we would all say, the gloves was off. You could actually actually discipline kids back then. So Coach Flanagan was, he believed in that. He believed in you doing things the right way, and he believed in you going to class and conducting yourself like a young man supposed to conduct yourselves. And if you didn't, then you had to deal with the consequences. And for a lot of us, that was, it shaped our lives, and especially mine. I mean, without him, ain't no doubt I don't know where I would be, because back then when you were getting guys when they were in the 7th, 8th grade, when I met Coach Flanagan, I was 12 years old, and at that point in my life, you beginning to look at that road and decide whether I'm gonna go left or right. And when I went over and met him, and my mom met him, after he met with my mom, and she decided that's where I was going to school, wasn't no question about it. Then he called all of us into a meeting, and he I'll never forget it. He had a map and he drew up a road, and it was you could go left or right. And then he X'd the left out and said, you're going right, and that's the only choice you got. So, of course, like a bunch of kids, we listening to him talking, somebody wanted to ask the question, well, what happens if you don't go on the right road? So he he went on and talked, and then so he asked the question and answered for. He said, so I know a lot of y'all wondering what's going to happen if you don't go on that right, go right. And he explained to us piece by piece what would happen if you don't go right. So you really didn't have a choice to go to veer off the road. You had to stay on that road and take that right turn and go the right direction. And occasionally, of course, you know how we are, young men or young boys at that time. Occasionally, we want a guy. We tried to go over a little bit, and the consequences was listen. Those consequences was after you had it once. It's like, okay, I think I'm just gonna do the right thing. I think that's more easier. So, man, I can tell. I got so many stories about him, man. But it was tough because I was one of the players that I had a relationship with him in junior high. We continued the relationship even when I got to high school and he was still at Dunbar. Even when I got to college, we continued the relationship, and thereafter. So he's been in my life since I was 12 years old, consistently. The last time we spent a considerable amount of time together was this past summer at Summerwood at the team camp. He was there every day, and we spent those 2 or 3 days together. Man, I remember recently when we were when he got inducted into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, and the reception that they have that Thursday night before the dinner, you get a chance to meet all the inductees and their families and have conversations with them. Well, Coach came, first, he, how he is. Wes, you've been around a lot. They were supposed to pick, everybody up at the hotel. Well, Coach decided, he just going to, instead of waiting on the bus, he just walked down there. He just walked down. He just walked out to the restaurant. So we get there, and of course, I'm thinking I sent, I'm hosting him because I'm a member of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, a board member. So I'm hosting him. So I figure I'm gonna get a chance to spend, a lot of time with him that evening, me and him. And man, when he got there, was so many people that was coming up to him, talking to him, people that I'd never had any idea that knew him, that was coming to him, talking to him. And of course, Coach is, entertaining, a gracious host, and very friendly guy when you get to know him. And it was just, that was one of the last great memories that I had, that we got a chance to spend those 3 hours together. And but it's the things that he did for basketball in this community, in the state of Arkansas, is unmatched, because arguably he's the GOAT. And in a lot of cases, when you look at it, he's the GOAT. He won 7 state championships as a head coach, 5 as an assistant. It was 6 as an assistant, 5 at Parkview, and 1 nobody knew. He was an assistant coach at Pine Bluff High when U.S. Reed and Pine Bluff High.
That's right. Yeah.
So, and then he was a great player. He was all AIC player back in the AIC days at Southern Arkansas. Of course, he won in junior high school, because back when I was in junior high basketball was big. The newspapers covered it. The TV stations covered it. So when you won those championships, it was a big deal. And I was on the first team that his first championship he won as a head coach. I was one of the main players on that team. So I got a chance to experience all that with Wes. And I'm gonna tell you, he actually disciplined me a couple of times too. And I'm telling you now, it was funny back. It was fun. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny back then. Well, because back then, of course, you could still paddle students.
Yeah.
So paddling was still in then, and it was, and it was like I say, it was a different times then. Mm-hmm. Different times, and you respected your elders. He demanded that you went to classroom and conducted yourself the right way, and it wasn't one of those deals where, you could be in classroom and not conducting yourself the right way, and he get the news later. The teachers would call him right then over the intercom. He'd come to the classroom. And if it's a problem, if you act up in the classroom, then we're gonna deal with the problem in the classroom. Because I want to set an example where everybody can see what's going on. So I tell you what though, Wes, those are some of the best times of my life, because I can remember, because I know back then it was so many of us. I even received calls from some of my junior high teammates today, living out of town, saying that they're coming to the funeral. That's just junior high teammates. So I can imagine, because I did go to Parkview, but by the time I left Parkview, he was coming, and I played for Rip, and of course Rip named Coach Flang assistant like the year after I graduated. So, it's just a lot of, it's a lot of sad moments, man. I don't know if I've cried this much in a long time, and I just, you just sit around and think about all the, it's difficult, even when things like this is going to happen. It's very difficult sometimes.
Thinking back to when Coach Rip was there in the late 80s, early 90s, you mentioned Coach Flanagan won 5 as an assistant. For Parkview to have 2 men that cared so much about kids. I remember Rip lived over there in Broadmoor and would do just about anything. It was him and his kids. And for Coach Flanagan to take that mantle and then do it for 23 years and, as you said, become the GOAT. He was the one that you always looked at. 7 state titles, 12 conference championships. He did it over the course of a generation to where basketball changed, but at the core of it, it was still about the kids.
With him, it was always about the kids, and there's no question about that's why both of them were so successful, him and Rip.
Right.
Because they kept it about the kids, and they were guys that they went, they set rules, and you had to follow those rules. It wasn't no getting around the rules. It was like, okay, you broke the rule. These are the consequences. You're gonna suffer for breaking the rule because, and I could still hear Coach Flanger like it was yesterday. He would always say stuff like, "Look, when you become an adult and you're a young man and you break rules, there's gonna be consequences. You cannot live your life like that, and I'm not gonna let you live your life like that." So it was one of those situations where he didn't give you a choice. He didn't give you a choice. It was like, no, you're going to do it the right way, and that's the only way you're going to do it. And it's no, well, what if I don't? Well, if you don't, then I'm going to make you do it that way. So it was just, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to miss him, man. And I can only imagine, I was with the family yesterday, and I think they were doing as well as can be expected, under these circumstances. But it like I say, there's a ton of people, just coming by because Coach lived in Twin Lakes in the neighborhood. So, and he's been living there for I think maybe 30 or 40 years. So, of course, when you live in a place that long, everybody knows where you live at. So it's not. So I think and I'm sure I'm going by this evening, but yesterday, it was a ton of people stopping by, and I'm sure it'll be the same today. But just to look at him and his what he meant to basketball, because Coach Flangen was the type of guy, he's very competitive, of course. He demanded a lot of his players, but when you got to know him, it's no question about he's one of the nicest guys that you ever, and you would never know that, watching him from a distance. But that was the type of guy he was. When you became, friends with him, or as we would say, cool with him, he was one of the nicest guys that you ever want to meet. So, like I said, man, me personally, and I know I'm not the only person to feel like that. I'm just heartbroken, and it's tough to just realize that he's no longer with us.
I had two moments with him. One of them was a welcome to the Little Rock media moment. This was when the Parkview won a title. I want to say, it was at the Simmons Bank Arena back there, maybe an Alltel back then when they had the championship. So this was
04-ish.
I was just new to Little Rock, and we're doing the press conference after the game, and somebody asked how what it felt like to win this, and he's like, "Well, it felt good to make people like this wrong who've been saying Parkview's going to lose the game." And he's pointing at me, and I'm like, "Where the hell did he hear that I was going to be? When did I?" And I'm just like. That was intimidating, for him to be pointing me out in this press conference. And then a couple years later, I went over to Parkview to do a story on the girls. And I was, interviewing the girls and the coach over there about how great they were doing. And he walked in. I was like, oh, get a little 2-for-1. I'm going to go interview him. I asked him, if I can do an interview. He's like, nope. Why are you here? I was like, I came here to talk with, you go talk to the girls. If you want to talk to me and the boys, you come back some other time. You focus on the girls today because that's why you came here. I was like, for real? He was dead serious.
Yeah.
And so later on, I was there. I think it was a signing day, maybe the next year. And I saw him. He was like, you want to do an interview? I was like, no, sir, I'm here for the signing day. He's like, you learned your lesson. And from then on, we were great.
Yeah, it only took once.
Yes,
just like Bill said.
I learned my lesson.
That's him, but I'm going to tell you, though, Coach was real conscious about, making sure that, the girls, got their just due. You know what I'm saying? He wanted, he didn't want to take, when they were doing well, he wanted to make sure that people recognize that. And a lot of people, things like that, they don't know about him. He had a great compassion for women's sports and women's basketball. And he wanted to make sure that they got, that they got that they got whatever they could get, their just due, their publicity, whatever you want to call it. If he had anything to do with that, he was going to make sure that they got, they got that. So I can see him saying something like that, but if you know him, you know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make sure that the girls get some attention and get some of the accolades as well. So he's just, but once you get to know him, I'm telling you now, he's the best. He's your best friend. I'm like I say, he can be, especially doing basketball, and really to see him off the court is really when you get to know him. But coaches, when he hit that. Because like I said, that's his sanctuary, man. I'm telling you now, he's fired up. Listen, when we had these games, when I was in, y'all don't realize, when I was in junior, I had him when he was in his prime. He was still playing with us every day. So he would get out, and run drills with us and stuff like that. Of course, it was always extremely physical. So he wanted to make sure that that we understand this was a physical game. But he had, but mentally, he taught us more about basketball. We were watching film before the film was in. It wasn't no film, so he would get on the board and draw up all the plays and the things that we did wrong and what you need to do them right, and then give us a test on it immediately after you get through doing it. So he was teaching us basketball. That's what I'm saying. He taught us basketball before people were doing stuff like that. We had board talk every day. So if you did something wrong, coach spotted it out. The next day he would draw it up on the board, say, okay, this is what you did wrong, and this is what I need you to do right. And then we would go out and work on it. Then he would come back and get us a test on it. So when I left high school, when I left junior high school, I could teach people plays that he had taught us. I could actually teach you those plays. And so that part about it, he was a great tactician when it came to teaching basketball, and that's probably why he won 7 state championships. That probably has something to do with it.
We got to take a break. We'll have more with Bill Ingram when we come back. I'm Wes Moore, Kevin Bohannon. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
2026 is about to become the year that you discovered you like the way you look. What makes me say that is this. The Little Rock Athletic Club or the Little Rock Racket Club will let you join for 50% off the joining fee. This offer is good through December 31st. With all the variety they offer, workouts become fun. Your Little Rock Athletic Club or Racket Club invites you to join now. And in 26, people will witness the fitness, and one of those people will be you.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers. Your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Hi guys, this is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice, I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. 501-214-5880.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-939-2525. That's 800-939-2525. 800-939-2525.
Back at it. Glad you're with us. Wes Moore, Kevin Bohannon, Bill Ingram hanging out with us and talk about the life, the impact that Coach Flanagan made on Little Rock. I got to wonder, the coaching world, what kind of impact and how the influence he had, because you look out the number of people he impacted that are now coaching and his style and just the way he did. His coaching tree is impressive.
It's very impressive. You got to think about it. I mean, even he had influence on. It's on junior. It's on middle school. It's on high school. It's on even the summer basketball circuit. He touched college. I mean, you see colleges. He got tons of guys that's coaching college ball. I mean, his impact on the state of Arkansas basketball, is as big as anyone or bigger. And I think him and Rip, it was amazing that those two guys were together.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Because those were two of the great minds of Arkansas basketball, and they coached together, and I'm sure they probably learned from each other, and like I said, they just two. Coach Rip it was amazing. Coach Rip was smart enough to hire someone that's different than him. And a lot of people not, and I don't say they're not smart enough, it's just one of those things where a lot of times you don't do it. But you had Coach Flanagan and Coach Rip that if you look at them from the outside, they was the complete opposite. But I'm telling you, the closer you got to them, they were a lot alike as far as their basketball philosophy and things they want you to do. They probably went different ways about doing that. And I can say this, I'm one of the few people that played for both of them, and play for both of them as head coaches. But I know from being around them, they were a lot alike in a lot of ways, but they were completely opposite in a lot of ways as well. So it's just if you look at Jason Harrison, of course, is the coach at Parkview now, played for Coach Flanagan. Of course, you just look at his sons. They're all head coaches. Wess is not a head coach, but he's been a head coach, and he's the associate head coach at Ole Miss. And then Jason Flanagan is the head coach at Holmes. But you look at a lot of these guys that they work with him, been in camps with him, or been in those coaches' clinics, and they always talk about, visiting with them and how much he learned out. Talking to Coach Hendricks out of Benton today, and another young coach that has a great admiration for Coach Flanagan, and he was, of course, just like all the rest of us, very sad that this happened, but he's talking to me about, how nice Coach was to him, talking to him about different things, about doing different stuff, and just really open to, just trying to help younger guys out. So it's just things that you don't know, that a lot of people don't know about Coach, but he was just one of those guys like that. And man, it's tough. It's tough.
Well, I know there's going to be a big celebration at some point. The family passed along a message that they appreciate all the love and support from those that he touched. He was the GOAT to a lot of people, and the city will celebrate his contribution to his community at some point. So we'll get the details of that and pass that along as soon as we find out what's going to be going on. Did he ever consider moving on to the college ranks?
We would always ask Coach about that, and I would always ask Coach. He's like, "No, I'm better. I'm better fitted for high school, and I like working with the younger people." And I guess because most you think about it, most successful high school coaches at some point, they probably want to move on to college. There's very few people want a high school coaches that's been successful as he is and want to stay and work with high schoolers. But that's exactly what he did, because there's no doubt in my mind if he'd have wanted to move on to college, then he could have.
I don't remember what job it was. It was an in-state job at one point over the years, and we were all talking. We're like, you know who they should go get?
I don't know if it was Arkansas State or UCA, or I can remember that when that was going on, and, you know, Coach he wanted to coach young people. He wanted to coach younger people. College guys are young guys too, but he wanted to coach high school kids.
Yeah. Really mold them and make them into men.
Yep.
You gotta go? You want to hang around?
I'm good.
We can talk some Razorbacks.
I'm good.
That's great news. All right, coming up in the third hour, we got what's trending. So we'll talk a little NFL. We'll talk some Razorbacks. We'll take more calls. Stick around. One more hour to go. It's Out of Bounds.
We got the big deals at the Big Lock. The Big Lock Benton.
It's the wrap-up the year sales event at the Big Lock. Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton. Get new Jeep Wranglers up to $14,000 off. And the midsize truck of the year, the new Jeep Gladiator, starting at just $39,900. These are the biggest deals of the year on Jeeps. Don't miss the wrap-up the year sales event at the Big Lock. Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton, or chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lock Benton.
Holiday savings just landed at Guatney Chevrolet, and these deals are big. Get up to 22% off in-stock 2025 Silverado 1500s. Huge savings on the truck everyone wants. Buy a new Equinox and get a $250 Christmas gift card. A perfect holiday bonus while supplies last. And on all pre-owned vehicles, get 1 full year of free maintenance, plus available sales tax paid for even more savings. Don't wait. Drive home your holiday with approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater, Holds, and Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Little Rock police are sending out a reminder for those who buy gifts or items through social media that they are there to keep you safe. LRPD has several internet purchase locations for safe meetups. Those are the headquarters in downtown, the Northwest Division on Canis, the 12th Street Division, Southwest Division on Baseline Road, and Pankey Station. Those locations have more officers and surveillance cameras for a safe meetup. And police in Bryant are giving people some ways to stay safe while last-minute shopping for Christmas. They urge drivers to park in well-lit areas near the front of the store. Police say to lock your cars when you get out as soon as you get in as well. Officials advise putting valuables or packages in your trunk so no one can see them. And of course, always pay attention to your surroundings when you're driving. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Kara Case, Jessica Rockwell.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Dreary skies are back. It'll be cloudy today with a 20% chance of some showers or maybe some drizzle, and we'll warm up to 60. Tonight stays pretty mild, a low of 56 with a 20% chance of a shower, still cloudy. Same for tomorrow, and up to 68 degrees. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The Kubota L Series is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance meshed attachments. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $3,500. Now through December 31st, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local River Valley Tractor dealer or online at rivervalleytractor.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GEAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Nick Gennardi, Daniel Vickers, or Becky Bradley in Sherwood today.
Bell & Schwartz Gentleman's Store has stores within a store. The Martin Dingman Lodge leather goods, accessories perfect for Christmas bags, wallets, gloves, socks, and cigar cases. Name brands Gentile, Cricket Razorback gear, Peter Millar apparel, and Fiore athleisure wear. Bell & Schwartz quality men's clothing, the only store with a tailor-on staff for your custom needs. Bell & Schwartz, 1011 Oak Street in Conway, on Facebook and Instagram.
Mike Golick Jr. here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Coming up, a game with playoff ramifications when the Colts host the 49ers. Indy needs a win to keep them in the playoff hunt, while San Fran, very likely headed to the postseason, still has division title hopes as well. Join my dad and me for the pregame, and Kevin Harlan and Ross Tucker for the call on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give.
Yes!
And receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Oh, it was a great weekend for the NFL. Kevin, sorry about this. We're going to start with Chicago Green Bay.
Got to.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all. It is caught. Bears win it. DJ Moore.
I knew it was good. You got that belief. You got that confidence. You got that swagger as offense. You practice well. You hit plays like that in practice. It was pretty identical to practice. And when the play gets called and the moment comes up like that, it's time to go hit it. Time to go in the game.
Bears kick a field goal with 1:56 to go. Onside kick. Touchdown tied up with 17 seconds. I thought they might go for 2. They settled for the extra point, go to overtime, and win it in overtime. I mean, that was one of those you had to think you were feeling pretty good as a Packers fan, weren't you, late in the game?
I was, yes. I was excited, but I will give credit where credit's due. Ben Johnson, in the post-game speech he made, it was all over social media and everything. You've got to love to play for that man. He's done a great job with the Bears this season.
Well, you set that up well.
It's hard for me to comment entirely on his performance just off the cuff like this, but he came through and he always makes plays when needed. He's clutch like that. We'll go back, we'll look at anything that we could have done better over the course of the game, but I thought he always keeps a level head. He understands the situation so well. We're down by 2 scores, and hey, we got to score as fast as we can here. Got it. And he's all over it, trying to work as quickly as we can, and I think he gets better every single week, Jason. I think that's something we keep talking about, and I really do think he is playing some of his best football right now of the year.
Yesterday afternoon, the late game, I almost said last night, but it was it went into last night.
Yeah, it did.
That game ended like at 7 o'clock. Lions Steelers, what I'm talking about. Crazy ending to that game. We'll get to it. And then you had the crazy moment during the game with DK Metcalf caught on camera getting into a little altercation with one of the Lions fans.
DK Metcalf had mixing up with someone in the stands.
Oh, my gosh.
And that not going to have great consequences for the Steelers and Metcalf.
Has anything come out today?
I've seen a couple of things rolling around, one of which is that same fan used to bug DK when he was playing at Seattle for the Seahawks. Yeah. And they got into it, I think a game at Seattle. And also, I also read up that the only thing that fan said was only just DK's full name. Yeah. And that's it. But also, according to DK, he said, something along the lines of, he said something vulgar about his mother, and also a word that you shouldn't use to describe an African-American male. Those are the theories rolling around for this.
I was looking to see if anything has been announced from the NFL as far as a fine, possible suspension, but I haven't seen anything yet today. We'll keep an eye on that, though. All right, now, crazy finish to this game. The Lions get the ball back, down 5, driving down. They score a touchdown. They get it wiped off the board because of offensive pass interference on Tesla that was very questionable. Then they threw one up high to Tesla coming across the middle of the end zone. He almost caught that for another spectacular catch. Then at the very end, they hit Amon St. Brown. About the goal line, 1 yard line, gets hit. He's going down. He laterals it. Pick it up. Goff gets it. Goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Then they have offensive pass interference. And everybody's, even the announcer's like, all right, what do we do? What's going on here? There was a long talk, and then the refs explained.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. However, pass interference, number 14 on the offense. By rule, that penalty is not enforced, and there is no replay. The game is over. There is no touchdown. The OPI on number 14 negates the penalty. There is no replay. The game is over.
The OPI ends it. They even conceded, Gene, that Goff had scored a touchdown. As bizarre as it gets.
Yeah, 100%. In the NFL, offensive fouls with time expired do not extend. I was looking to see, and they may have been discussing whether there was progress on St. Brown and whether there was time, but once Carl Shepard said the ruling was touchdown, we knew that time had expired. You see the OPI by St. Brown there. And as I said, the game was at 0 whenever Goff scored, so that is end of game. You don't extend on offensive penalties with zeros on the clock.
You know, the players are still standing on the field. The Lions players are looking up at the big board, watching the replay over and over again, and incredulous.
It was a wild finish.
Yeah. Incredulous is a good word for it, definitely.
Did you realize with all your experience that OPI, the game was going to be over?
Yep, that was done. And if you got to know the variations in rules between high school, college, and NFL, because NFL, they make their own, and then it kind of trickles down from there, whether it be, in any sport, pitch clock, game clock situations, and whether a game is extended by a certain penalty on offense or defense. And I'm sitting there going, yep, that's done. That's it.
If there had been 1 second left, replay the down, offsetting, I guess.
Yeah, then they
would accept the penalty, push them back.
The penalty, push it back, and make them play the down again.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree with the OPI on that call?
That call, yes.
I did.
Yeah, I did too.
Tesla?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
I think so either. What about the Steelers' pass interference that on 4th down that extended the drive? It was a bang play.
Yeah, bang. I was always of the opinion of you got to let that go a little bit. That's where I would have been on that one. But I could see it both ways.
Yeah, when you slowed it down.
Yeah, but
in slow motion, he got there early.
Yeah, you got there
but
early.
It was like a beat early.
Yeah, but you saw that in college football over the weekend with a guy, where they're going across the middle and knock it down. Did they get there a little early? Yeah, but you are seeing that at full speed, and it's hard for the brain to process what the eyes see at that moment. So yeah, let that go.
More on the finish of that game. Here's Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, Aaron and I are in disbelief down here. How would you describe that one, Aaron?
Chaos. I mean, I was a part of a game 13 years ago that had this kind of chaos.
So were we.
With some replacement referees, though. I mean, just watching it now, looks like there's no PI. Looks like he stopped. Forward progress is stopped. But a crazy game. We had another PI on the touchdown, so happy to get a win. We played great in the second half on offense, picked up our defense, and they came up with a big stop.
What is it about this offense right now? It seems to be clicking at just the right time.
We can come at you a lot of different ways. We ran for 200 yards today. Jalen had a fantastic game, but we had some fly sweeps to Kenny, to Jonnu. We had some tosses to Jonnu. Art was mixing it up really well. Guys battled through some injuries. I thought Dylan played really good at left tackle. Spence was battling some injuries. DK made some plays. Adam Thielen made some big plays. We were way better on 3rd down today. And, we should score more points because we had a touchdown taken off the board. Didn't convert another one down here, but feels good to win. Everybody's picking us to lose, right?
There you go. But how can you take this in terms of going down the stretch of the season and trying to make it into the playoffs?
I'll tell you, we're going to enjoy this one. I'm going to enjoy this because I played here a lot of years. Had some incredible memories, especially 10 years ago in this stadium. But I'm going to enjoy this one, and we're going to turn on the Sunday night game and root for the Patriots.
I haven't watched that live, and I was like, man, that may have been the best interview Aaron Rodgers has ever given.
Yeah, especially in a while. That you kind of got to see a little bit of Aaron Rodgers 09-010, right there at the end of that game. So it's good to see him, whether it's his last year or not, he's getting to go out to hopefully make a run in the playoffs, and because he's one of the greater quarterbacks of the last 25 years. It's good to see him play at a high level.
We'll finish up on this game with Dan Campbell.
I mean, I don't even want to get into it, because it's not going to change anything. We still lost. It's look, you think you score, you don't score, and then you think you're going to have another play. Replay it or back it up and one more shot, and it doesn't. And that's just, I guess that's the way it's written in the rule book. So that's frustrating. But there again, it should never come to that. We had our opportunities. We weren't able to put it in before that play.
Had their chances. Cowboys lost to the Chargers yesterday. Another disappointing loss. Here's Jerry Jones.
Yes, from what we expected, what we thought, absolutely, it did. We all underachieved, really. And the fact we're not in the playoffs says that for you. But I thought we've done some things out there that, frankly, we can carry forward to us with us. It's always the case that there's some positive things. The question is, can we make some changes where we need to? That's be pretty thorough and a lot of multiplication there with the way we played this year. But still, there are positive things. There always are. And that's one of the things about going in a coaches meeting and looking at film. If you don't look out, you'll see positive things when you really should be more critical to the negative. And I think you have to do that to play the game, be involved in the game.
Saturday afternoon, you had the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. I got to admit, I didn't even watch that game because I had Harding on, and then the Razorback basketball game, and then after all that was over, I looked at the score. I was like, I'm not watching this.
Got a little testy.
I guess so. I didn't know this. Here's Dan Quinn.
Man, I'm disappointed it came to punches. Neither team wants that. Our game's emotion-filled, but you don't want to be emotional, so shouldn't happen. Both teams were definitely in the wrong for that. You play good, hard, tough, physical games, but that's what we want, both sides, and so you don't want it to go past that. But I didn't find a lot. The broadcast didn't get extended on that, John, so I was hoping that I'd give you some more insights. But I looked through all the angles that I had, and I just honestly didn't get a lot to, go from on that. But what I do know is, neither team wants that, and it shouldn't happen. And when it gets to punches on both sides, it's not what we want, either side. That's not what we want, or the other team either. It's not good for us. I don't want those punches thrown. Both teams want to play tough, want to have good, battles, and I loved so much of the first half of the game of, a physical game, but never where we're crossing the line on either team. So we want it tough, we want it physical, but never to where, somebody's getting jammed up on punches thrown, penalties, all of that. We can play tough, we can play physical, and we can do it without punching. Both teams know that, and that'll certainly be, brought across to our team. But I'll let Nick, handle his team. But yeah, definitely not what we want, and both sides, that'll be a big emphasis for us for sure.
One more in the NFL. This is from the Houston Texans. They win again, a little closer than we thought against the Raiders. Win 23-21. Here's C.J. Stroud.
Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud make it 7 wins in a row. This was a tough physical battle, but it was your pass to Nico Collins. They're down the stretch. Take me through that play and just the confidence you all have in one another in those clutch moments.
Yeah, I see one-on-one, twerking his body some way, and I thought I put it in a good spot just to give him a chance. So, we didn't play our best ball today. Got to fix some things, but, it's all about winning in December.
Your defense, though, set the tone early. Derek Stingley Jr. with that pick six. He had 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. How would you describe the way they're executing right now?
Yeah, overall, if you ask anybody in the locker room, that's not good enough. We want to go to the playoffs and make some noise. We can't come out in the first half like that. And that starts with me. Missed too many throws in the first quarter, but, it's all about how you finish, never about how you start. And our defense held us down for a lot of the snaps. And, as the offense kept going, we kept getting our rhythm and finding completions.
And one more clip for you. This is from college football, and this is we'll show you the day and age that we live in. Arizona State head football coach Kenny Dillingham, who I was hoping would be the next Razorback football coach at one point. But he has a message for some of the people there in the Phoenix area.
We need to find one of these really rich people in this city to step up and stroke a check, and I'll do everything I can to make you the most famous person in the city, right? That's really what we need. We need one person. We live in Phoenix, Arizona. You're telling me there's not one person who can stroke a $20 million check right now? There is somebody out here who can. There's somebody who can. There's somebody. And, other people are going to sacrifice to be here. Somebody step up and be that dude to say, holy cow, what completely changed it? This person. There's somebody out there that's going to listen to this, that's going to get it forwarded it. If you know somebody who can do it, forward this message to somebody. Somebody can step up and completely take this place from the direction it's going to holy cow. And it's right here in the city.
You got to love it.
That's a college coach these days.
You have to.
You got to be able to raise money. Yeah. And that Dillingham going to the media, putting the message out there, somebody can write me a $20 million check.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just break out the checkbook. Just write a check, Daddy. No, you can't do that. It comes from somewhere. Yeah, but, they see Texas Tech doing it. They see, how Ohio State built their roster to win a national championship last year with $20 million and everything. So that's just where we're at right now. Give me that, and I'll give you this.
Yeah. I'll make you famous. You're the guy who turned it around. Let's go to Tim in Jacksonville. What's up, Tim?
Not too much, man. Thanks for taking my call, man.
You bet.
Yeah, I was riding home and I heard you guys talking about the life and legacy of Coach Flanagan, and I don't know if it was mentioned that not only was he an inspiration on the court, he was also off the court, like on football. When I was in high school, Coach Flanagan was our assistant defensive coach.
Yep.
And when I tell you, man, a guy holding you accountable and making you accountable for your mistakes, man, he was the truth. You know, he was a leader of young men for real. I remember my first game in college, the first game I started in college at East Texas State, coming in at halftime through the tunnel, and the first person I see is Coach Flanagan standing there. And he just called my name and looked at me with that scowl, and I was like, oh, boy. Didn't hear a word the coach was saying at halftime. Do you hear me? Not a word. All I was thinking about was the tackle I missed. Did I run to the ball? You know, man, I came out and showed out. So I just wanted everybody to know that not only was he an inspiration on the court, he was on the football field. He was an all-around GOAT.
Awesome call. Tim, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was at a game and I saw him on the sideline. I was like, what's he doing here?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I help out on football too. That's so cool.
A lot of people forget, especially in Little Rock, Pulaski County School District, these coaches have a second sport. They're not specializing anymore, you know, especially back in the 80s and 90s. You know, my dad coached when he was hired at McClellan to coach with Scooter Register. He was the assistant head football coach, offensive line, but he coached with Tom McKinney in basketball, and that's what Coach Ingram and I were talking about earlier was this is how I got to know about Coach Flanagan in Parkview and everything, but also know he was on the football field. It was the 4A Central at that time when McClellan, Fair, Hall, Parkview, Central were all in the same conference, Conway, you know, and you got to see those guys 3 and 4 times a year. So there was coaching fraternity, even though they had one main sport, that second sport got those guys together, and that's how you develop that coaching fraternity.
Yeah, when I was in junior high, Coach Flanagan was our defensive coordinator, and I'm telling you, we blitzed almost every play.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't surprise me.
Every play. Almost every play, we blitzed almost every play. But he was the defensive coordinator, and, man, he had, like I said, he had the defense. The defensive line was so jacked up that the offense did not want to go against him in practice because they was playing in practice like it was a full game. So, but you're right, he was a He was a defensive coach, and, man, he believed in being physical.
Attack.
No question. Yeah.
There couldn't have been another option for him on football. He had to be a defensive coordinator.
Right.
Let's go to Jason. What's up, Jason?
Hi, guys. About that Kenny Dillingham, Arizona State needing money, you know, Tostitos used to be the title sponsor for the Fiesta Bowl, and it was in Phoenix where the Fiesta Bowl was played. So maybe he could get the CEO of the Tostitos to give him $20 million worth of Tostitos or something.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask y'all, with what happened, I know that was silly, but this is my main question. With what happened this weekend with Oregon and JMU and Ole Miss and Tulane, do y'all think that this will cause the CFP committee to rethink the positioning of the group of 5 schools and their seat at the table of the college football playoff? I'd just like to hear your thoughts.
Thank you, Jason. 100%, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they'll change the rule and to ensure that this doesn't happen again. And then when they do, when they finally go to 16 teams, they'll have a better
grading system, a better rubric.
They will make sure this scenario. They'll go through all potential scenarios and make sure they're covered.
It's been leaked, and they've already said it. Look, Notre Dame, if they're in the top 12, they'll get a spot next year. So whether that's their automatic bid.
Yeah,
which is tough to believe that all you got to do is finish in the top 12. Just for a guy that is 44 years old and has gone back to the BCS when Ohio State and Miami played. That still causes me nightmares. But, yes, I was a Miami fan at one point. But, yeah, they're going to tweak it and everything, just like, the college basketball did it. How do you seed teams? What is it going to be used to put them on a certain line? They're going to find a formula that fits right for this. And somebody made the suggestion, do a BCS hybrid playoff because BCS, at least you had a grading system of where you could slot teams at. But you have automatic qualifiers. You got to include those guys because, like you and I said earlier, you can't alienate 55% of the Division I football in the FBS.
I know. As a fan, that was not fun.
No, it wasn't. No.
And it's like
they lost money on those games. Advertisers, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nick Saban made a great comparison. They don't let AAA teams go compete in the MLB playoffs.
Yeah.
I listen. I love all college football, and I love that it gives so many kids opportunity to play. But those teams should not be playing in this in the college football playoffs. I'm just James Madison, Tulane. I mean, they should not be playing in if they're not in those major conferences. Because you look at that for people, like me that love sports, that you get a chance to sit down and watch a football game and a playoff game, and you see that. I mean, unless you on the team that's winning.
Yeah, I haven't really watched much of either one of those games.
No, I didn't either.
It was terrible to watch.
Yeah.
Let's go to Harley. What's up, Harley?
Hey, I'm not talking sports today. I'm just listening. I could care less about sports, talking it right now. But I do want to give my condolences to Coach Flanagan's family. It's a rough time of year to lose a beloved family member, and it can't get no worse, than this time of year. Other than that, guys, K-Bo, thanks for everything you do, and I want to wish you all a very, very, very happy Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
I hope
Harley.
everything goes
Thanks,
good
Harley.
with your family, and if y'all got family coming in or y'all going out, safe travels, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Harley. We'll take a break. When we come back, we can talk some Razorback basketball. Bill Ingram's in here. We'll take more phone calls, and I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. It's Out of Bounds.
Centennial Bank presents Dan Hampton each week on Morning Mayhem. Centennial Bank. Strength is no accident. You work hard for your money. Keep it secure at Centennial Bank. Member FDIC.
This is Sports Center.
The first round of the college football playoff is in the books. Alabama beat Oklahoma 34-24 to advance to face number 1 seed Indiana. Miami took down Texas A&M 10-3 to earn the right to face 2 seed Ohio State, while Ole Miss and Oregon both cruised over Tulane and James Madison respectfully. Ole Miss will take on 3 seed Georgia, while Oregon has 4th seeded Texas Tech. The second round will start on New Year's Eve with Miami versus Ohio State. The remaining 3 games will be on New Year's Day. In the NFL, the Patriots, Bears, Niners, Eagles, and Seahawks all clinched postseason berths this weekend, while on the other side, the Cowboys were eliminated from the postseason. And Monday Night Football will feature the Colts hosting the Niners at 7:15 on ESPN and ABC. Radio coverage can be heard on The Buzz. Join in progress at 8 o'clock. I'm Christian Weaver with The Buzz Radio Network.
Tune in weekdays to The Zone for What's on Tap, presented by Flyway Brewing in North Little Rock. Each day during the week, we'll let you know what you can be listening to and looking for in the world of sports and entertainment on The Buzz, television, and everywhere else you tune in. What's on Tap, brought to you by Flyway Brewing. Fresh beer starts here. Follow the migration. It's all on your fun and game station, 103.7 The Buzz.
We got the big deals at the Big Lock. The Big Lock Benton.
It's the wrap-up the year sales event at the Big Lock, Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton. Get our best deals of the year on Ram 1500 pickup starting at just $34,900 or up to $14,000 off new Ram 2500 pickup trucks. Don't miss the wrap-up the year sales event at the Big Lock, Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton or chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lock Benton.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Matt Warden, Jamie Marsh, or Richard Yeager in Little Rock today.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
Nugget bells, nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
Is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee from Ava Bella Day Spa. I know you're stuck on what to get her for Christmas. Hey, I got your back, and your legs, and your face, and your arms, and your shoulders, and your neck. How about a relaxation massage or a whole spa package? For $125, she can get a 30-minute facial, a 1-hour massage, and time in our Himalayan salt infrared sauna. Go to avabelladayspa.com. Merry Christmas! From Ava Bella Day Spa.
Stop and shop at our Conway and Little Rock showrooms. That's Hawks Homes, has been serving Central Arkansas since 1986. Is Arkansas's #1 sales dealer. Volume purchasing power enables us to offer our customers the best prices on the highest quality homes. See the world's largest double-wide and single-wide homes, triple-wide homes, and even a quad. You dream it, and we'll build it for you. We're the only manufacturer and modular dealer that can build your custom home from your plans. Check them out online at hawkshomes.net.
Back at it is Out of Bounds. We were talking about quarterbacks taking less money in the NFL to surround themselves with better talent, and then you see the quarterbacks that are on their rookie contract, the teams do well. And I was just thinking off the top of my head, you got New England with Drake May, Denver with Bo Nix,
Yep.
Chicago.
Caleb.
That's your top 3 teams right now. Now, I guess the exception would be the Rams, Seahawks. But I think Sam Darnold's on a affordable deal.
It is an affordable deal for what they're getting, and I was a big fan of what Darnold did last year at Minnesota as a football fan and looking at the game. But yeah, the Seahawks are getting a great deal out of that situation.
You get Buffalo, big contract. Yeah. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers not on a big contract,
but it's limited.
Yeah, Lamar's on a big contract. Who am I leaving out?
Your boy Dak
Green
is
Bay.
on a big contract.
Well, they're not in the playoffs.
They're not playoffs.
I forgot about that. That's right. They're not in the playoffs. They didn't make it again this year.
Jaguars. You got
Trevor's got a big deal.
CJ Stroud still on his rookie deal.
I think so.
The Texans.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
I think so.
Herbert at LA's getting paid for sure. So
about half and half, maybe.
Yep. Bears, Packers. Love is on his second.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers. Bryce is on his.
Yeah.
Yep. And Seahawks and Rams, yeah.
I saw this stat from College Basketball Analytics. Arkansas standout guard Darius Acuff is scoring or assisting on 34.2 points per game. That's the 6th best in the country. It's the most points created by a freshman in at least 8 years. The guys in front of him are Christian Anderson at Texas Tech, the Boopy Miller out at SMU, LeBaron Philon at Alabama, Purdue's guard, Braden Smith, and P.J. Haggerty at Kansas State. Those are the only ones that are assisting or scoring more points per game than Darius Acuff in the country.
People don't know Braden Smith lived here for about 15 years of his life and then moved. I can't think of the name of the town he's from, but it's up around Russellville, but he's from Arkansas. He's an Arkansas guy.
I was was it Dardanelle or Pottsville? I want to say it was Pottsville, but I could be wrong on that, but it could be.
Somewhere around
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a Purdue game last year because on Friday nights, Fox has a Big Ten basketball game, and they were showing him where he was from in Arkansas, and I was like, what? How have I never heard of this kid before? And so we were talking about it on the buzz, and people started texting him where he was from and the circumstances. It was something with his mom was a coach or dad was a coach, and then they moved, and that's what got him up to Purdue and went to high school up there after growing up in Arkansas. But he's fun to watch. That guy's got a motor, nonstop, go.
He was an Arkansas type player, high school player. He has that mentality.
Yeah.
So.
Let's take a phone call. Savage. I was thinking about you Saturday, Savage, when DJ Williams got to double digits there at the end of the game.
I know it, man. It's just
You can't have Brazil fall off the mat. I know he's in foul trouble, but you can't. He's got to have a better performance. I don't care what the circumstances are. He's got to be better in that game. But now, you talk about NFL teams getting a good deal and a bad deal. I mean, Cowboy fans have gotten a bad deal. I mean, you get all these teams that are getting better. The Patriots, the Colts pulled their injury. Cowboys, we're getting worse. Wes, I don't understand. I don't even know who to be mad at. Dak, he's on the sideline smiling. You know, we're paying these guys a lot of money to win ball games, and they're regressing as the season goes along. Wes, who am I pointing my anger at?
You got to go to the top. I mean,
absolutely.
The biggest problem they have right now is defensive ends, no pressure,
Wait
and
a
the
minute,
secondary.
wait a minute.
And you traded one of
Micah
the premier
Parsons.
defensive ends.
That was him. Yeah.
And now they can't get any pressure on the quarterback. There were times I was driving around yesterday listening to Babe and play-by-play guy for the Cowboys. Anyway, and he was like, time to throw, build a house, still time to throw. Oh,
Have a
now he
kid,
finds somebody.
put him in college. Yeah.
And he was like, there is zero pressure on the quarterback.
Like Arkansas.
And you know what? No matter, how good your DBs are, you make them try to guard
You
somebody
can't
for
cover
5
more
seconds.
than 3 seconds. Yeah.
It's so that's your two big problems right there. You got to get a defensive end, and you got to get some DBs. And the crazy thing is, they have one of the best defensive ends, and waited to try to re-sign him, and then it got too late, and then you trade him, and now you got to go find another defensive end.
I'm not sending Jerry Jones a Christmas card, so he can have that. So. Guys, have a good Christmas. I'm gonna get off. Appreciate it.
See you, Savage.
Wes, how much more can you guys take? I'm just curious because every year it's the same story, and I'm literally saying every year. When the last time you guys been to a conference final?
96.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they've been to a conference final since they won the Super Bowl.
That's it.
Come on, man. I mean,
oh, it's frustrating, but that's a fan's a fan. You hang in there through the tough times.
Well, I'm a fan of my team, and I've never had to go through anything like this. I'm a big Laker fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had to go through anything like this since '96. How many championships have the Lakers won since '96?
They won 3 out of 4 right after that when they got Shaq in '96.
I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So about every 5 or 6 years we're due. But
I cut his mic. I cut K-Bo's mic. Sorry. Hurricane, help me out.
Kane.
Well, I can't help you, man. I can't help you. I'm out here fighting. The fish ain't biting.
Oh, man.
First of all, I like to send my prayers and thoughts to the Flanagan family, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I need to ask you, Wes, you think that Petrino and Belichick is going to, butt heads. Now, what I call for, who would you vote for the NFL Coach of the Year?
Ben Johnson.
Vrabel.
Thank you. That was my choice.
Which one?
Two good
Hands
choices,
down.
Yeah. Which one, Kane?
That coach from Chicago.
Ben
He has
Johnson,
turned that team around, especially that quarterback.
He might get it because he's a rookie quarterback. He may get a couple more votes. But I think Vrabel, the turnaround at New England has been awesome, too.
That's why I asked Clint about that earlier. It's just something that sticks in. Those two guys are players, coaches that demand accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm still going with that coach from Chicago. And that, before I leave you, Wes, that game from Detroit and Pittsburgh, those officials wanted Detroit to win so bad.
Well, why did they throw offensive pass interference against Tesla? Tesla didn't have offensive pass interference when they caught the touchdown. Game's over.
That was a joke.
That was a terrible call.
Well, that's okay. It is what it is. Take care, guys. Happy New Year.
See you, Kane.
Bye.
it's a good Christmas spirited call right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It is. Kane's awesome.
Great guy.
Mark's in Little Rock. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Jerry Jones reminds me of the guy that always wanted to be a surgeon, but he never went to medical school. But he became extremely rich, so he could buy his own hospital.
Bought a degree.
And when he bought his own hospital, he then made himself a surgeon because he owns the whole hospital. I mean, it's the same thing with him thinking that he can run an NFL team. He doesn't have the expertise as a real manager. Same exact thing.
It's a good analogy, Mark. I'm not going to argue.
Watching that Netflix America's Team.
Yeah.
I was 8, 9 years old when that all happened, and grew up and watching Jimmy Johnson with Miami growing up and everything, and I was like, all right, that's going to be a great fit because I know what Coach Johnson instilled in his players. But watching that, I didn't realize how little Jerry Jones knew about the game of football. Great businessman, great business mind, but you saw how in over his head he was. I think at the beginning while he was hands-on, he let his director of player personnel do more. He let his VPs do a little bit more, and he was the CEO and kind of let those guys do more. And as the time went along, he wanted to get more. It's like knowledge was just it grew inside of him and said, okay, now I can do it. Now I can do it. Now I can do it. And that's when everything went kind of south right there.
Yeah, they've got a great director of I don't even know his title now because they've kept him around for Will Clay. I think that's who it is. And he's been interviewed for GM titles across the NFL, and the Cowboys always
up
his salary, give him a new title. He's not general manager because we know who the general manager is, but he allows Jerry has been and allowing other guys to step in and make more football decisions as he gets older. Just needs to be a point where he allows them to make all the football decisions.
Kevin.
And it starts the contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, he has messed up contract after contract by waiting until it's too late. You could have gotten Micah Parsons signed for a hometown discount a year ago.
That's right.
But they waited, and it made him mad. Then he didn't want to sign, and he's traded.
Will they ever recover from that mistake?
See who they draft with the draft pick.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
Let me ask you a question, Kevin. I'm glad you're here because I know you understand baseball. So why is it like Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah.
He's deferring his salary. Why is it difficult for football and basketball players? I know he's making a lot on endorsement, but a lot of these guys are making a lot. But what he's doing ain't that allowing them to sign more players?
It is, because salary cap rules in different professional sports are different, okay? So in basketball, they have the max deal that they can do.
Right.
I learned about that when LeBron was having decision 1, decision 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of that good stuff. So
here we go.
Yeah, you knew. I'm not an NBA guy, but I knew the salary cap rules and everything. NFL's a hard cap. Baseball has a salary cap, but they have an overage that they can pay. It's called luxury tax.
Right.
So when they go over, they pay a certain amount. So the Dodgers just say, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to shell out our luxury tax because we can go buy out everybody. It's just which owner has the most money and can do the most with it. Well, with Ohtani, what he has done, he's deferring the majority of his to the back half of his contract so they can allocate more yearly money to meet at the salary cap level, which therefore negates their luxury tax, and they're able to afford better players at that price. That's exactly why they're doing that.
Kind of like the quarterback argument we were talking about. Quarterback take a little bit less, surround himself by better players,
because
better linemen, and you perform better.
But you saying he's taking less. He's not taking less. He's just deferring his money to the end of the contract. Can they do the same thing in the NFL? Can they defer their money to the end of the contract?
Some of it's done like that. It depends on how it's they have to restructure it. Yeah, they can do that. Brady did it right at the end of his time in New England, to where he restructured some money to be added to the end so they could sign a free agent in the offseason. So, yeah, they can do it, but it also has to meet the Players Association standards. That was the reason A-Rod in 2004 did not go to the Red Sox, and he ended up going to the Yankees. The MLBPA said, okay, I'm going to be traded from the Rangers to the Red Sox, but I'm going to give back some money. That would have set a precedent that they would have never been able to overturn. So that's, some little history right there.
We got to take a break. Final break of the day. We'll wrap this thing up when we come back. We'll have a time, sometime, take a phone call if you want to call in at 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line, and we'll get our Monday done. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Something has to be done about football players suiting up in shorts. When Knute Rockne was catching passes from Gus Duraeus for Notre Dame over a century ago, he wasn't doing it wearing board shorts or a Speedo. Put some pants on already, kids. Kirk Herbstreit recently went apoplectic on OU's kicker, calling it ridiculous when he could go from the football field to the beach without changing. He's right. Imagine Bear Bryant's reaction if Major Ogilvy had taken the field wearing volleyball shorts. Ouch. Doublebees knows you're in a hurry, so you can pay at the pump with your Exxon or Phillips 66 mobile apps. And if you use your Exxon credit card, you get 10 cents off a gallon. That is a deal, friends, because Doublebees is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebees.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you choose to drink and drive, here are the consequences. You will go to jail because you've committed a crime. You will be restricted to driving with an ignition interlock. Your actions can cost you thousands of dollars. You could kill or injure yourself or others. Think about the consequences. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on December 22nd. Little Rock women tip off against Hendricks at 5 o'clock. Trojan men square up against Baptist at 7 o'clock. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
Oh, what a great time, Todd. Great job today, buddy.
Thank you, Bub.
Thanks for sitting in with us, man. Now, you're not going to be here tomorrow. We'll get Skip in tomorrow, but we'll have Melinda on. Pigskin will be back. Trey Reed's going to sit in with us. We'll try to get a hold of Mark May, maybe Pat Bradley.
Maybe even Richard Davenport.
Maybe Richard Davenport. Frank Fletcher just told us that Bobby Petrino's OC at North Carolina. Maybe we can get him on. And you and the best Christmas song of all time bracket tomorrow on Morning Mayhem.
Back at it. Glad you're with us. It is Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Kevin Bohannon, Bill Ingram hanging out today. And we did have a question on the D3 Auto Sales text line earlier. Said since you were in here, give us your little short version of baseball, college baseball, Razorbacks, how you think they'll look this year. Yeah. And we were talking about it during the break, and it reminded me.
And, they lost a lot. This is the third straight year that they've had to flip their outfield. So they're going to have 3 new outfield starters. When you lose, 4 first-round draft picks in Wood, Aloy, Davalon, Root, it's going to be tough. You get Logan Maxwell, you lose him. Beidel-Shees, he's going to be gone. So Gabe Gackle, he's going to take the mantle as the Friday night guy again. He's going to have more experience this year. He's going to have to compete for it. The staff is deep. I think they're going to be good. They just got to figure out who the number 2 and number 3 starters on the weekend are going to be. That's what the preseason is going to be. They got a tough first road series down in Arlington, the 12th through the 14th. Offense is not going to hit as many home runs, I think, but they're going to be solid defensively, just like every Dave Van Horn team. And they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. Micah New is going to be really good in center field. They got Cam Kojal, T.J. Pompey, and then the man behind the plate, Ryder Helfrich. He's going to be the best player. He's going to be the best catcher in college baseball this year, in my opinion. I think he really takes a step forward. He's going to be in that 4-hole, 5-hole. I think he's got the ability to hit 15, 16 home runs. I think he's due for a money ball year.
So do we win it?
It's so hard to say. I think that it's like I told you, they'll have the potential to win it. Once you get to Omaha, anything could happen.
Who are candidates to be the Saturday, Sunday starter?
Yeah, you got Colin Fisher. Some of the guys that, they got Ethan McIlvain from Vanderbilt. He's a guy that's going to run it up there 95, 96. He's been as high as an 8 or 9. Then you got Jackson Kircher that came over from Oklahoma. You had a freshman that was really good last year, had a strikeout ratio, I think it was 52-8. Is that, how many, you struck out? Had some experience against, against big-time teams late. So
Gibbler?
Yeah, Gibbler. Yeah, love Cole. I think he's going to have a shot. It's just they've got to figure it out. You're going to see a couple of freshmen, Landon Schaefer from Fayetteville, Carson Brumbaugh from Oklahoma. Brumbaugh was an MLB draft risk coming into this year. Senior year, he put on some good weight, shifted kind of out of that middle. He's kind of a corner infielder now, so you'll get to see some young guys that can get out there and do some big things.
Biggest question mark on the team?
Really, that weekend staff. How do you replace a Gage Wood, Root, Vital Cheese, and Gackel was that 4th guy at the end of the season. That's a lot of innings to replace right there on the weekend. They just got to have some guys step up and be consistent. That's the biggest thing at that level is can you be consistent throughout the whole season?
What about the Wiggins kid?
Yeah, Carson, he tore his UCL, had surgery. They did the brace and complete reconstruction. I don't think he pitches anymore, honestly. Yeah.
Wow. As a fan, we always talk about, just like I asked you, will we win it? But really, I know me personally, I really appreciate Dave Van Horn.
Yeah.
Them guys being consistently good every year and giving the team a chance to win the World Series every year. And like I said, I know us as fans, we want to win the World Series. Well, yeah, everybody wants to win the World Series.
There's only one that can do it, though.
There's only one that can do it. And if your team can be in the running every year,
that's what you want.
Man, you can't. I just don't think we appreciate that guy enough.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
I did an interview it was an SEC outlet, and I was doing an interview for him last year, and they said, "What is the secret to Dave Van Horn's success?" And I said, "It's consistent. It's consistency with accountability." With accountability for the coaches. When you can lose a Tony Vitello and a Wes Johnson and replace them with Nate Thompson and Matt Hobbs, that's holding your assistant coaches accountable at the highest level. When you can consistently bring in, top 3 round draft picks and replace them year after year with other guys. They were a year late to the portal. That's why they, maybe lost at home in the regionals or something, or didn't make it to a super. But now they're getting back up there. So they've adjusted to the transfer portal. They got money in place, and now there's just going to be every year, can you reload as quick as you did the year previous?
Bill, Arkansas's off all this week. They'll play next Monday night, and then SEC play a week from Saturday with Tennessee. What do you think of this Arkansas team in SEC play? How will they do?
Yeah, I think they'll do fine. I don't know if they're going to run into a mini Houstons in the SEC.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think they're, I think they'll be right there, at the top, of the league. I think they have a chance of winning the league. Like I said, that game in Houston is a very good defensively team. They shot the ball well, and they're a fast break opportunities team. When you turn the ball over, that fuels their fast break, and they went on a stretch there where they really shot it well. And they haven't. I watched them play a couple of games. They haven't shot it that well, but our defense at times, especially on the perimeter, wasn't very good because they were driving. They started driving on us. They was getting open shots. They was driving, kicking. So, I think Arkansas will be at the top of the heat. I wouldn't be surprised if they're leading the pack after half the season. Because I haven't watched any team. I've watched all the teams. There's no team in the SEC they can't beat. Now, and that goes, back and forth. It's like a lot of the good teams in the SEC can beat them if they're not playing well. But if they're playing well, there's no team in that league that they can't beat. So I think their chances as good as anybody, and I like their chances.
Who are the physical teams in the SEC that could give Arkansas problems? Of
Of course, Tennessee is physical. Florida, when I watched them, I wouldn't say they was physical. I'm going to tell you who I think people need to watch out for. It's Vanderbilt.
For real?
Vanderbilt play hard. They're not very big, but they play physical. They're going to be a tough out for people. I still think Arkansas probably is physically better than most of those teams at the top of the heat in the SEC.
SEC play will be here before you know it. January 3rd. Cabo, thanks.
Absolutely.
You're back tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'll be here tomorrow.
Bill, we appreciate it.
Appreciate
it was
you
awesome to
having
have
me,
you in here and talk about Coach Flanagan. And,
Yep. Appreciate you letting me come in.
Let the Flanagan family know. We had calls, but there was more on the D3 Auto Sales text line. People just texting in, saying what a great person he was and what an impact he made on their lives.
Yep. Thank you again.
He will be missed.
Yep.
All right, we got to go. Coming up tomorrow, we have Coach Z coming on. We'll talk to him at 11 o'clock. Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. Since we have no show Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, he's going to come on and give us some picks for some bowl games. Stick around, though. Drive Time Sports is coming up next.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you